Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Castle in St. George. Danny Chenot on the call on behalf of Nobody Cares Sports Network, telling you right now, no religion, no politics, just feel-good sports vibes. And joining me for color commentary on a beautiful Thursday night is my man, Ray Palma. Ray, an onside kick gets us off to start. That is a hot potato, and the Wagner Falcons come up with it. Oh, doctor.
Talk about some execution and incitement just to start the game off, Danny. My goodness. Little poocher down the middle. Bomb, number 29 on the grab. It looked like for Susan Wagner. Must not have been 29. I can't find a 29 on my roster.
Get off to a good start,
Danny. My goodness.
I tell you, they came out in this set, this special teams, where they were bunched up at the line of scrimmage. They never fanned out until the kicker got his heel on the ball, and then seemingly all hell broke loose for the Curtis Warriors. They didn't have their hands team out there. It's a 1st and 10 for the Wagner Falcons at the Warriors' 40-yard line.
And like you said, Danny, a picturesque evening here in St. George, soon to be under the lights. Susan Wagner strikes first.
They sure do, Ray. Well, if you're unfamiliar with this rivalry, it is a storied one here in Staten Island. These two teams have been going at it for well over 30 years, maybe 40, back to the Oliveri and Paterzo days. Now it's Newcomb and Gambardella. There's a ball loose in the backfield, and instead Mason Ayala, the captain, senior running back, falls on top of it. A loss of 1.
Senior running back, first year playing running back, Danny. He's been a 4-year varsity player, though, so 4 years experience. First year at the position, and he's become the bell cow, the workhorse for the Falcons throughout the course of the season.
We want to give a big thank you to our game sponsors, our official game sponsors, Ray, DPM Contracting, interior and exterior contracting, you know that, and of course our new friends at Fast Track Auto Body. A big shout out to Al and the gang down there. More information about these great local businesses as the game goes on. Right now, I believe it's going to be 2nd down, but the sticks have not changed to say that on the far sideline. Should be 2nd and about 12 yards from the Warrior 42. Give us to the halfback. That's Ayala.
Curtis defensive line just ate that play up, right up, blowing him off the ball at the line of scrimmage. Big stop for the Curtis defense here. Listen, you hold him here, and Danny, got to imagine Wagner's in 4-down territory here, so both the pass and the run and play.
100%, you can imagine that. Now, these two squads in the PSAL for their division, Ray, well, they're undefeated. When they play outside of their division, that's when they have a bit of a problem. But as you know, for playoff standings purposes, they've got the points where it matters. It's a 3rd and long for the Falcons at the Warriors 43. Out of a gun, Abella under pressure throws it right side, complete to Matos, who has room down the far sideline, close to the first down stick. It'll depend on the mark.
Devin Matos, I recognize him from basketball as an opposing player for the Susan Wagner basketball program. Devin Matos, first year as a football player, showing his skills there. So, Danny, that's going to bring them. So it's going to be, Danny, we're going to bring them to about the 33. So my guess with my math, about 4th and 5, right? Okay, so about 4 and 5. The scoreboard says the same, so we're on the same page. Ball to 34. Yeah, B, 34.
So I'm going to go 4th and a long 4, Ray. And this one is a defining moment here early on. If the Falcons can move the chains here, is going to say a lot for their offense today. Out of a gun, they send a man in motion. That's Matos. He doubles as a back now and will take it out of the backfield on a swing catch. We've got a dead ball, flag on the play, and we'll have to do it all over again, probably against the offense.
And if you're the Susan Wagner offense, you hate to see that. Offense coordinator Joe Kukas-Kriya, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Joe Kukas-Kriya, you break out one of your gadget plays, you put him in motion, you bring him back across to the same side of the field, you get him going downhill. But 5-yard penalty on the play is going to push it back to make it about 4th and a long 9, Danny.
Well, that's not what you needed if you're the Falcons, but Coach Arthur Newcomb and his coaching staff have plenty of plays drawn up in their book for situations just like this.
And now they're going to punt it, Danny. Okay, so that's a huge play.
Huge play. Huge penalty. Shoots him on the foot. Punt formation on the field in a 4th and long. Snap is good. The hold is good. Here's the kick, and it's not too shabby. Takes a Curtis bounce back towards the 20-yard line, and that's exactly where it's going to be downed.
Yeah, definitely a Curtis bounce on that one. Certainly beneficial roll for the Warriors and a big stop for the Warrior defense. After the onside kick attempt, defense goes on the field and keeps them right there, gets the ball right back.
Well, the Warriors come out onto the field. High school football when we return. You're tuned in to Nobody Cares Sports. Support local. Warriors wasting no time whatsoever, Ray, as they don't care about our music.
Yeah, we gotta go commercial free the rest of the way here, Danny. There's no time. The action's fast and flying for us. We gotta keep up over here.
Thursday night, it would appear the referees have dinner reservations.
As usual, the bookie's talking to me. I have the slightest idea what he's saying. And now there's more hand gestures. I think he wants me to steal third.
He's really got to pay more attention to the game. They give us to the back and plowing forward with his head down, full head of steam. That is number 44 for the Warriors.
That's Nick Bukakis, the running back. He's been splitting carries with the freshman Gomez, the dynamic duo at tailback for the Warriors.
Well, this no-huddle offense keeping the Wagner Falcons on their heels. A 3rd and 1 out of a gun. The give is once again to Makasis Way.
You got number 6, Mike Van Manen. This will be his second start at quarterback, Danny. The Warriors have had a little bit of a revolving door at the starting quarterback position this year. But he is undefeated in his starts, multifaceted, strong arm. Most importantly, a big thirst for knowledge on the football field.
Well, they'll stay in a shotgun set. 2 wide receivers up top, one side and left. Lone wide receiver right. They give us to Makasis again. One cut. He is outside the tackles and close to a first down marker.
Beautiful.
He's either just shy or moving the chains.
Gotta say, he got the first down in my opinion. Looks
like he's
maybe
a yard shy.
2 yards shy, they're saying?
1 yard, Ray.
1 yard, okay, close enough.
2nd and 9. Out of a gun, throwing deep left side. He's got a man. Oh, just over the outstretched hands of the receiver. Mike Van Manen is a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. When we broadcasted the first game of the year, Ray, there was another quarterback at the helm. The Warriors have made the change to Van Manen, and they haven't lost a game since.
Yep, undefeated. He previously played wide receiver, so, with the Curtis Warriors, you do, keep plugging guys in. Do you find one that fits the system the right way? There's nothing the previous quarterbacks did wrong, but some guys just fit systems better than others, and I think they may have found their guy here in Van Manen, only a sophomore. Coach Joe Amato, as we're going to,
we have an injury timeout on the field, Ray. We have to address it, trying to get a look at the player, the player's number.
Very confused. I thought oh, man. Well, I hope the young man is all right. He seems to be moving. Okay, so it looks like he's going to get up here, Danny. My goodness, brings flashbacks to Sunday. You hate to hear that. And guess while we're saying that, we want to shout out to Eddie Rathorn, to the Rathorn family.
Yes.
And we hope Eddie's having a speedy recovery. As we see number 71,
Manny LeBron,
Emmanuel LeBron
on his feet.
pops
Good to
up.
see that.
So, Danny, let me give you a warning now. So this Wagner roster we have sent by Susan Wagner is not quite numerical order. It's numerical order adjacent. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's not bad. For my dyslexia purposes,
this
actually looks normal. I didn't think there was a problem with this. I was like, finally, we got rosters that look good. It's a 3rd and 1 for the Warriors. The sophomore quarterback out of a gun gives it to number 24. That is Kadir Gomez.
That is, Kadar, I was told, Coach. Kadar Gomez, freshman running back, Danny. So you got number 44, Mukakis, and the freshman, and a little quick quarterback keeper going to go up the gut and get the first down for the Warriors and a little bit more.
Man, still on his feet.
Look at that run by Van Manen, showing his skills and his toughness on the spin there. And most importantly, ball security, taking care of the football.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is a theme tonight as the Warriors are moving the chains yet again on this drive, close to midfield and threatening to go into Falcons territory. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at the Castle in St. George. So all the student section and family are wearing pink. Yeah, it's good to see it. Out of a gun, the give is a fake passing play.
This is
to
probably
the running back.
And the complaint department, I don't know who to send it to, but probably the third straight game in a row that had a great theme, and we didn't know about it. I mean, I would have wore a pink shirt. We've got to open the lines of communication somehow. Please, people, send us this kind of information.
I have a fair amount of oversized T-shirts from the Cameron Dipset days that I've been waiting to pull out of the closet. 2nd and 10, out of a gun, throwing left side. That pass is complete to Mims, and he's got room. Moving towards the sticks, and he is lit up by a bevy of Falcons.
Well, he wouldn't go down, so they kept teeing off on him, and he wouldn't go down. Just bang, bang, bang. Beautiful hands and strength by Mims there. And they're going to give him the first down on that one, Danny. So huge play by Mims.
I'll tell you something, Ray. The Falcons players were fighting the entire time as Mims refused to go to the floor.
It looked like American gladiators. They were out there banging off each other.
They were fighting for the ball, and they nearly pulled it away. A referee blew it dead. So out of a gun, Van Manen's now going to run. He's got a loaf of bread in his hands that hits the turf. Got to be careful with it. He comes back up with it. It'll be 2nd down. The Warriors are fortunate.
Yeah, he's fortunate. The ball, bounced right back to him. Speaking of fortunate, shout out to my friends that helped me out with my parking situation today. It's good to know people that live in the neighborhood.
You betcha.
Here comes Van Manen. He's going to be in the shotgun here.
Zoom out a little bit, Bookie.
The bookie can hear us?
Zoom out.
That.
There you go.
Here goes the freshman, bouncing it out left, cuts it back right up the middle, looks to gain about 6 yards on the play. Ooh, that kid, once he looks get going downhill, he looks to be a tough tackler for the Falcon defense.
Gomez on the carry.
No, the announcer's saying Kadir, so I'm not sure. But Coach Joe Amato, who gave me some of the scouting report for Curtis, I'm fortunate to work with Coach Amato. He's the offensive line coach for the Warriors. Got a chance to sit with him earlier today and talk some Warrior football. Van Manen in the shotgun.
Yeah, out of a gun, and this play's going to be blown dead, and the Wagner Falcons sideline celebrating here. Looks like it's going to be a timeout on the field, as a matter of fact. Newcomb got it in. And that coaching staff, Ray, for the Wagner Falcons, it's generational. Did you know that Al Paterzo is still on the sidelines over there for the Falcons?
I was unaware of that. Wow, I did not know that. That's pretty incredible.
He still lends a helping hand. He's not the head coach. Obviously, he's handed the reins down. But
but just having in any sport having an absolute legend like that, just to give a kid a piece of advice or something along those lines, is something it's invaluable. And I'm sure that Susan Wagner football is really lucky and great to have him on the sideline. I'm very grateful to have a legend to contribute to things like that. Well, these timeouts, Danny, don't seem as long as usual. I can tell you that the Falcons are back on the field defensively. Van Manen is back to the shotgun, Danny.
That's right.
Or under center. No, shotgun.
Shotgun set, 3rd and 5 for the Warriors. Van Manen in a play action, rolling right under pressure, throwing it deep. He's got a man. It's complete at the 20-yard line in double coverage. Oh, baby, what a play.
Standing in there, knowing he's going to take a licking, steps right into it and drops a dime down the middle of the field. Takes a lot of heart there, Danny, knowing you're going to get drilled. Takes it right in the chest and throws an absolute bullet. Beautiful first down execution.
Couldn't have done it any better, rolling right than he did there. With one back in the field, the give is, in fact, to that man. Running left side B-gap, and he's not going to get very much. Mukasey still sticking to the ground and pound, lowering his shoulder.
Wow. I mean, between the legs and the arm strength of Van Manen and the two running backs, the Warriors' offense has certainly made a lot of strides since the last time we were down here in St. George, Danny.
Well, it helps when you're not playing like the state champions from West Coast.
It's also beneficial, that's for sure.
2nd and 5, Van Manen throwing right side. He's got a man, Mims, touchdown, Warriors!
That is a beautiful drive for the Warrior offense. You mix up the run and the pass, and then Van Manen, my goodness, the confidence in the pocket, drops another dime, putting it right in the bucket where it needs to be, and Mims always seems to make the big plays for the Warriors.
Extra point attempts coming up here for Curtis, Ray, if you can believe this.
I love it. And look at the size of the kicker. I can't see. Denny, 96? I don't know. I can't see. I gotta
let's see. Number 55, I believe. The kick is up and just a bit left. The score with 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. The Curtis Warriors 6, the Wagner Falcons nothing. We'll be back with more high school sports in just a minute. Ray, who's this broadcast booth powered by?
Main Street Coffee!
Well, and seemingly the fastest high school moving game of all time. Ray's excited. I mean, Bookie, he's given up on English.
Well,
Bookie, show the Curtis team kicking the ball, Bookie. Move left. There you go. Show the team kicking the ball. There you go. Listen, folks, we're a homegrown network here, and we're doing our very best. Now follow that ball, Bookie. Beautiful. This ball is going to be just jumped on at the 25-yard line and covered up from number 39 of Wagner.
That's Aiden Baki. And Aiden Baki playing extremely safe on that one. I like it. Listen, take no chances. Make sure your team has possession of that football.
Got to corral that ball any way humanly possible. As I mentioned earlier, Ray, with our sponsors for today, we've got a couple of official sponsors for this game specifically, such as our friends at Fast Track Auto Body, 1264 Castleton Avenue. Al and his team of professionals treat everybody like family, and you know in this day and age, Ray, where when it comes to certain places, specifically auto mechanics, you don't know who to trust.
You're at their mercy, that's for sure, but if they're a friend of Nobody Cares, they're a friend of Staten Island. Go check those guys out.
They do a tremendous amount of work in the community, extremely honest, family-run organization. A big shout out to our friends at Fast Track Auto Body for sponsoring tonight's game. It's an end around to the back. That's number 6.
Number 6 on the carry.
That's
Ayala.
Picks up 7.
Ayala doesn't look like a first-year running back, that's for sure. But as Coach described, there's a total football player all around. He's played a few positions over the years. First year as a starting tailback. This is the fastest pace to a game I've ever seen, all around. The timeouts are shorter. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, we're having a good time, I suppose. 3:40 to go in the first quarter. A man in motion and laundry on the field. Shocking.
A lot of pointing. Everyone's pointing at everybody. That penalty is going to be on the Falcons with some pre-snap motion penalty, I would imagine.
People are upset, man.
Well, no. I mean, the referee clearly pointed that way. Now the ref's pointing this way. Now they're going back the other way. Nobody cares.
In a shocking series of events, Ray, both teams are clapping in confusion on the field right now.
They both walked to the left, to the right.
It's almost like one of the players just looked at the ref like, somebody want to tell us what's happening here? We're getting extra steps in.
This break has been the longest, the longest break of the games thus far.
You said it.
And the clock is running.
3:20 remaining here in the first quarter.
Although PSAL game, Danny, I do believe that clock not official, but relatively accurate.
The senior Anthony Batista out of a gun in a bunch set. He is going to keep it and be swallowed up at the line instantly by a Warrior. Looks like defensive tackle number 75 making the play. That's Ashton Wilson. 6'4" junior. 295 pounds, right? I just had to say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Well, I'm sure a lot to do with him. My comment was going to be so far early on, the middle of that Warrior defense is nowhere for a Susan Wagner running back wants to go.
Just first piece of hate mail, for Fast Track Auto Body, their address is actually 550 Richmond Terrace.
Probably a good idea to get the right address, Danny. So
we have been canceled mid-game.
Fruit basket.
That is no doubt. Everybody gets a fruit basket and an oil change out of a gun. Our quarterback's got a man wide open in the middle of the field. A first down and much more. Tackled inside the 20. The ball comes out on the tackle. The Warriors seem to have it now. Going back the other way, we have another fumble. Who has it now? Absolute pandemonium.
Number 23. who fumbled.
I think the Warriors have it, Danny.
It was Yusuf Abdwal that made the catch. He had fumbled it on as he was shackled, he fumbled it. Curtis brought it back the other way, fumbled it once again at the 30, and finally recovered by Curtis twice.
The track down speed, and if you've ever rather just go for the tackle, in old John Madden football terms, he hit the R2 button, went for the strip, popped that thing loose. Then the Warriors pass. We got another fumble. I'm not sure Danny's clicking buttons. We might get a replay here. Oh my goodness. And at the end of it, the Warriors will have the ball at the 31-yard line.
In no way is it humanly possible for me to provide a replay. Why would you?
This game's flying too fast, Danny. You can't replay anything.
Out of a shotgun now, Van Manen with a man over the middle of the field, and a slight miscommunication as that time it was intended for Evan Dukes. Incomplete, brings up a 2nd and 10. Ray, I feel I used a lot of my good energy on that interactional play. What do you think? I don't know if I have a lot left.
I think you have more in the tank, but yeah, there was a lot given on that one. There was about 3 changes of possession in a few seconds there. So high energy early on here at the Castle. Give it to Mukakis, the running on the left side. Big cut. Cuts him more left. Still on his feet. To the 50.
Ray,
40.
what man to beat?
Oh, the Falcon defense finds a way to take him down to the 10-yard line. What a cut and run by Mukakis.
Warriors.
Bro, he made a beautiful cut after 10 yards and just took his way downtown. The Warriors find themselves in red zone territory for the second time today. Last time it was a touchdown pass on a fade to the corner to Chauncey Mims. We'll see if they go to the air or pass.
The freshman up the
run.
cut and the cut there. So Kadir goes Gomez, the freshman, up the middle with 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from what looks to be at about the 5, we'll call it, Danny. Van Manen's going to go into the shotgun. The freshman flank to his right. Van Manen, the give is to the freshman, cuts it back up the middle. Touchdown, Warriors.
Touchdown.
That's the freshman Gomez, Danny, with the big cut up the middle. 12-0 Warriors. So the big run by Mukakis breaks it for what had to be a good 70 yards. Ball comes right back to the freshman there. Warriors running game proving dominant early on. And they're going to line up for the extra point again. Or no, Van Manen's in the game. They're in the shotgun here. Thompson's again flanked to his right. Van Manen with the pass going sharp. Looks middle height, a wide open. He'll regret that one in film session later as the conversion attempt is no good. Oh, he had someone wide open along the other side of the end zone. But nonetheless, the Warriors running game producing on that drive. 12-0 Warriors. 1:10 remaining in the first quarter, and what has been the fastest-paced high school football game I have ever seen.
It's just crazy right now. I got to be completely honest with you.
Danny now managing to do much technical work here. Shout out to the bookie here as well, doing a phenomenal job on camera. This is only a 3-man operation, people. There's only 3 human beings doing all the work here, and I am only talking. Everybody else is doing way more work than I am.
I am attempting to...
Looks like the Warriors here are going to kick. That's number 71. That's Alessandro Felsi. Did I read that right? No, that is not 71. I can't see. Those numbers are a little difficult to read from here. Warriors will line up to kick it here from the 40. All the momentum so far for St. George with the Warriors. Kick's going to go directly out of bounds, so not ideal for the Warriors. Special teams, that'll be a penalty on the play, and the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line for the Susan Wagner offense. And if you're the Susan Wagner offense, you've shown some positives, but unfortunately, after the huge play, the fumble there on the last drive, so no need to panic. A ton of time left, even though the clock does seem to be going faster than any clock in the history of civilization.
I'll tell you what, Ray, you got all dressed up tonight. Why don't we introduce the people to you at home tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Palma in the broadcast booth. Say hello to all your fans out there. We want to welcome everybody tuned in all negative 500 of you, wherever you may be. Shout out to the bookie who looks confused. And
Bookie doing a great job.
we're out here, man. Everybody's doing a great job. Shout out to all of our sponsors that come along with us, especially LeBron Team Windows. We are Adam from Qualitech, Jimmy Max, Joe, Jay's on the Bay, Nationwide, and our friends at St. Peter's Boys High School. It's a 12-0 game for the Warriors, 1:09 to go in the first quarter.
Oh, yes.
We've had a lot of action so far.
Yeah. Fast pace, fast action. Still in the first quarter. A lot of action for only, 14 minutes of football here, but nonetheless. So that was number 0. I was trying to see who that was. That's Daniel Olakoya. He's the senior, listed at defensive end, tight end, but on the carry for that one. Falcons here. Devin Matos, Mekhi Jackson, Devin Lewis, and I recognize all those names. Basketball players, and fantastic basketball players for Joe Cosper and the basketball team. All first-year football players for the football team now. Great to see kids playing two sports.
Dual sport athletes,
Great
man.
to see it.
It's awesome to see, absolutely. We got a penalty against the Warriors here, Ray. This ball is going to go all the way down to the 40-yard line.
So that had to be a personal foul or something, a 15-yard variety. Had to be something pretty excessive. Not sure what it was. But nonetheless, this is right about the part of the field last time after the first possession, then after the onside kick where the Warriors got a 3-and-out. What ended up being a 3-and-out after a false start on the fourth down. Would have been a fourth down attempt. What is this, a little micro? I don't know what the song this is, but got the crowd going a little bit. Yeah, I like it. And the scoreboard quarter is reading second quarter. I don't know if is this the second quarter now?
Is it? Oh, thank you for telling me, Ray. I have to change it.
The scoreboard says. I have no idea if it's accurate.
So bad at my job. Give me a second. Let me see.
Well, your job is a lot of jobs here. Falcons are in the shotgun. He's going to bounce it out right. Turns. His kid gets his shoulder pads down. Ayala, not the biggest kid, but when he gets his shoulder pads going down. Warwick Dunn kind of comes to mind. NFL comparison. Gets going downhill and takes some Warriors with him.
All right, it officially says second quarter on the screen, so I feel I'm doing an adequate job. I want to give a shout-out, though, to I got to find out which kid. A kid on this WAGNER Falcons team, as I was telling you, Ray, reached out to us a few weeks ago and said, hey, when are you going to do one of our games? And I said, you know what? That takes a lot of guts. Not an athletic director, not a coach, but just a player reaching out and saying, hey, man, I want you guys to broadcast one of our games. So shout out to the kids in this community supporting Nobody Cares Sports and this movement that we've created.
And a lot of people complain about not being on TV. Well, one kid found a way and actually made something to happen as opposed to just thinking it happens magically.
Oh, play action, throw into the backfield, and a beautiful tackle made. 2 Warriors there to get it done, but it was led by number 25 from CW, Saquon Lawton.
What a beautiful tackle and track down there. The Warrior defense has been lights out early on. And based on the substitutions here, the Falcons are going to be forced to punt this football here, Danny.
Ray, what do you think of my jacket? Is it not a good jacket? I'm getting roasted.
Are you getting roasted?
Yes.
I don't like that. I disagree. I think it's a nice, I don't know how to describe it necessarily, but it's business casual or maybe like Christmas casual. It's a holiday party-ish.
I'm never turning the camera around again. The Falcons are in punt formation. It's my friend Chucky from Tottenville. Under pressure, he gets it up, and it'll clear midfield, but not much more, and that's where the Warriors will take over with 10-12 to go here in the second quarter.
Special teams have been an adventure for both teams early on here. So the Warriors have scored easily the first 2 possessions. The ground game has been fantastic with Gomez and Mukakis. And then Van Madden looks like a little Michael Vick out there, whether it's with the run or the pass. So the Warriors offense here. It's funny, I talked to Coach. I interviewed Joe Amato prior to the game. And when I asked for his best players, the first 3 guys he named were offensive linemen. He happens to be the old line coach. So I'm not sure how much which of which, but either way, the offensive line surely doing a fantastic job for the Warriors.
Well, it looks like they're going to stick with what works, and that's a shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers, right. Van Manen, pump fakes, throws. He's got a man. Oh, nobody home to defend. And that had home run written all over it, but it was just a bit thrown too far, Ray. A little bit too much mustard on that one.
Get a little excited. You see that receiver open, you let it rip, and just a little bit on the overthrow. First mistake for the young man today. That's his biggest mistake of the day. It'll be a blessing for the Warrior offense.
See that I take the coat off and I'm cold.
It's a little nippy. Van Mannen's in the shotgun with Mukakis in the backfield. To give it to Mukakis, he looked to bounce it back up the middle, up the right side. Taken down right around the line of scrimmage. Looking like something about a 3rd and 8 next for the Warrior offense.
Yo, is that Ja from Peters?
And from Port Richmond. That kid roots for every school. Yes, I'm glad you pointed that out. That is a Curtis hoodie. I have now seen that kid decked out in Port Richmond gear and decked out in St. Peter's
When
gear.
you saw him at
You
Peters,
know what? I
you were
like it. I like it. That kid roots for Staten Island. And no hate here. Great job, young man.
No, he's doing a great job.
It's good to root for all
everybody.
Staten Island kids. Rep with all the teams. That's right. He got the better idea than the rest of them.
Oh,
Fumble.
little Bumbarooski in the backfield, and Wagner comes up with it. The trickery does not pay off for the Warriors.
So
Mr. Momentum changes his address.
And that's Mekhi Jackson, the basketball player. That kid knows ball on the floor, get on the ground. Mekhi Jackson with the scoop. And the Falcons desperately needed a momentum change. Mekhi and the defense certainly provided it. Now let's see if the offense could get some of the momentum on their side, Dan.
I would love to see it.
Also, I got a Diet Coke from the Warrior snack shack over there.
Go on.
One of the coldest Diet Cokes I've ever had. So, and that means something coming. That's a massive endorsement on my end. Fantastic job by the Warriors providing their fans with a nice ice-cold Diet Coke.
Well, that's really nice because sometimes you just get something that's straight up room temperature. Like, sorry, we just started icing it.
And that's rude.
Out of it gone. It's an end around. No, it's a reverse, and the ball is loose in the backfield. This could be 6 going the other way. The Warriors have it. Still on his feet inside the 10. Touchdown, Curtis. That's number 25 who's done it again, Ray. Saquon Lawton.
So Lawton with the tremendous open field tackle follows that up with one of the most ridiculous interception returns I have ever watched. It looked like number 9 for the Falcons. It looked like Matos had a beat on him, but he just kept going up that sideline. My goodness, I'm getting these defibrillator at halftime. This has been fast-paced, fast tempo. And if you're the Falcons, just kind of keep shooting yourselves in the foot with the miscues, and the Warriors have been capitalizing. Danny bopping his head to this tune. I don't know who sings this tune, but I like it too.
This is the I have had 3 shots and I'm at a wedding song. I don't know.
Yeah, they go, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't even
yeah.
just kick the chair out you're sitting on and sprint to the dance floor and wonder why you can't walk the next day. It'll be the Warriors who look like they're going for a 2-point conversion here, up 18-0, 9:16 to go here in the opening half.
Van Manen waiting for the play.
Some substitutions and a timeout called here by Gambo. He's not happy.
Yeah, if you're Gambo, you hate to burn a timeout on an extra point or a 2-point conversion attempt, but you do want to get it right. You'd rather get it right than just give it up there. So maybe a smart timeout. Now, these timeouts, Danny, have not been very long. Are we going to work in a sponsor? You told me to remind you. Maybe I'm supposed to run you on the air. Maybe I should have done it privately.
It doesn't. I want to let all the viewers at home know that I've since removed my coat. I understand I've been roasted. This is a Mike Shane photo, I believe, Richmond Hood Company T-shirt.
Beautiful.
So, beautiful. Supporting local. But, oh, man, 18-0 is our score. Ray, if anything, remind me to change the scoreboard.
Okay. I didn't know that we manually did that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 18 love. And what has been a game filled with turnovers, fumbles, big plays, the run, the pass, big plays by the offense, big plays by the defense. So the timeout here is going to get the ball back for 2-point conversion. The Warriors looking to make it a 20-point lead. This is actually the longest break this game has had, Danny. Otherwise, this has been fast-paced.
I'm going to light my jacket on fire in the parking lot tonight. Back to the action. 9:16 to go. Here's the 2-point conversion. It's a play action wide open in the center of the field. The 2-point conversion is good. That's Chauncey Mims who reels it in. 20-0 is our score.
Same thing there. I'm sure the Warriors will see that on film, but the middle of the field was open. He got him there, but he went there the last 2-point conversion, and the same thing happened on the left side. The receiver, I couldn't see the number. It might have been Mims, wide open. So whatever that play is working dividends for the Warriors offense. This song brings me back to Jonathan Annan's Warrior team. I remember these kids dancing to this tune. Shout out to Jonathan Annan, my guy, head men's basketball coach at Jakesport when I here at Curtis High School. My guy played for me when I had the luxury of coaching.
Hey, Boogie, smile.
Danny's taking a selfie. Again, finish that shot. Shout out to Jonathan Annan, the head men's coach. Delhi University. Head men's coach. I'm going to say that again. My guy, and I couldn't be more proud of the father and coach he is. And Warrior royalty, former Jake Swaller on the basketball court. I'm sure he'd love to be here this evening watching his school get out to a quick start against an undefeated Susan Wagner team.
Well, we'll see what the Warriors will do here, if they'll kick it deep or give the Falcons a taste of their own medicine and squib it. It is a deep kick down the center of the fairway, fielded Quinley by, this is Garcia. And he just got nowhere to go. The Falcons will take over on their own 20-yard line. Ray, this game actually a lot closer than the scoreboard says. 20-0 Warriors right now. But that comes off the heels of 3 pretty explosive plays, turnovers, excitement across the board.
Both teams have been scoring, but the Warriors have been scoring in bunches and on quick plays and, being alert and then the ball bouncing their ways in certain situations. So no reason to believe the momentum couldn't go in the Falcons' way. They've been moving the ball on offense, just coughing it up in an inopportune time. Sometimes those long words get to you. Danny's breaking out.
This is impossible to eat.
I'm not going to promote any fast food places, but he's getting a fast food burger.
I got this from Willie's Deli across the street.
Oh, gosh.
It's just like one of those cheeseburgers
Remember that frying
in plastic?
pan from Willie's when they made the bacon and cheese in it? It just looked like it had years of grit on it. My goodness.
That was flavor.
Yeah, it had flavor, that's for sure.
Willie had one less finger every time I went in there. Out of a gun, the give us to the back running right side, and this Warrior D-line is just on another level tonight, Ray.
I'm sorry, Curtis Hill Deli, one more, Danny. Bacon, egg, and cheese, a nutty, now laters, and a bag of barbecue chips was $3.
Wow.
It was the good old days, that's for sure. It might have been less than that.
I was talking to you about Butter Crunch cookies and how they tasted totally different back in the day. And they were only 35 cents. And
Yeah.
now they're packaged differently.
Yeah, everything's just different. It's gotten worse, too. And we all ate gluten. Nobody died. Suddenly gluten. Everybody's allergic to gluten. Whatever. Here we go. 2nd and 11.
Talk to me, Ray. Tell the people at home what's happening.
And they roll back in the shotgun here. He's going to look downfield. He's got a little bit of time rolling out to his left. Gets his eyes downfield and safely just gets rid of it. Has no one open. And the Falcons offense has been struggling at stretches here. It's going to bring up a 3rd down here for Olakoya and the offense.
Jason Abella has just been trying to do everything that he can as the quarterback of this Falcons team, but credit to the Warrior defense, right? They are up in his grill every snap.
And pardon me, Abella, I just called him Olakoya because I can't read. The Warrior defensive line has been...
That's not your fault.
Has been stopping the run. Well, class of 96 here. My Curtis education showing somewhat. Back into the shotgun here. So it's going to be a big 3rd down here for the Falcons offense, Danny. They need a big play here.
3rd and long out of the gun. 2 backs in the backfield. Under pressure, throwing right side. It is complete to Matos. Tries to make one man miss. He does. Makes another. Stays on his feet. He's going to burst out and more down the right sideline. Pushed out of bounds at the Curtis 45. First down, Falcons.
He was dead to rights twice. He was against the sideline, the front of the catch. Then the spin back middle. He shoulder paired the shoulder bear with the next tackler, evades him, and then goes from 0 to 60 up the sideline. What an absolutely miraculous run. And we called for a big play for the Falcons offense. Question asked, question answered. Falcons with the ball in Warrior territory, Dan.
I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah,
I mean,
my goodness.
I didn't know that you could run when you had nowhere to go. That's all I'm going to say.
How he managed to do all that and stay in bounds and on his feet. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, if he takes that to the house, it's a Sports Center top 10. Instead, he's just become a personal favorite of mine and possibly everybody here.
Well,
1st and 10.
Certainly the Wagner faithful, that's for sure.
It's a bunch set similar to an Army front. Gibb is to the back. That's Ayala running left side, and he is just met as soon as he tried to turn up. And you know who that was, Ray? That was the defensive playmaker all night. We've just been calling him Saquon Lawton.
Yeah, Lawton's a playmaker. It seems like if you're the Falcons, you've got to avoid. They're trying to avoid running up the gut, the Warriors defense, because they've been so strong up the middle. Look to get some misdirections, maybe bounce things to the outside. not working on that one. This Warrior front, the defensive line and the edge has been set, and they're not letting anyone go.
Got to give a shout-out to Jake O'Connell, tuned in right now on the YouTube machine. Jake, I believe, a student at Port Richmond High School, and
lovely.
He's an up-and-coming broadcaster himself. He says we're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the compliment. It's hard to keep up the pace here as the temperature has dropped a good 35 degrees. Flag on the field here, Danny. Not sure what it is. It's cool to watch the kids play catch in the background, too. Ooh. Looks like some Falcon younger players here. Oh, this kid's going long. He's got a man.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a short break.
And we are sponsored by Main Street Coffee.
Penalty on the Warriors results in a first down for the Falcons.
The DJ music is a little spicy, and we're definitely going to get banned on YouTube. Nobody cares. Play action, get the man deep downfield, miscommunication, wrong route, run. Hold on. Wrong route, run. Possibly. Ray, take over. I don't feel well.
Well, roan could be the past tense of run. We're going to go with that, I guess. Sometimes you could twitch, Eminem changed the English language in order to make some of his rhymes. You could do that for Nobody Cares Sports. Danny's going to go back to the jacket.
Well, I don't care how bad I'm being roasted.
You're being roasted by one individual. That's all right. I think he's just being a little.
He's got
some old school bullying. This is cyberbullying. You could probably file a complaint. Danny.
Actually, my career was based on some good old fashioned. Danny needs to change his code. Okay.
Well, if you're the Falcons here, it's going to be 2nd and 10, 4-down territory. You just got to find a way to put some points on the board, give your offense some confidence.
Yalabagana Vela looking left, has a man at the sticks, complete to Batista. That's a first down for the Falcons, and a flag comes in after the play. This could be against the Warriors. A little bit too much John going on, especially on that far sideline. You can't be talking like that in front of the Falcons sideline, Ray. That's unsportsmanlike conduct against the Warriors. Unnecessary yards going downfield. Jason Lofton says, what up, Ray? I don't know if you know somebody with that name.
I do know Jason Lofton. What's up, Jay? Shout out Jason Lofton, another alumnus of Curtis High School. I believe Jay's my age. I think he's class of 96, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out, Jay. Hope all's going well. And the beautiful pass there, Danny, along the sideline, huh? Throwing the ball from like the right hash mark on a frozen rope across the field. Beautiful look, and the Falcons offense showing signs of life.
I mean, it's good to see. In the words of Bill Pullman from Independence Day, these Wagner Falcons will not go quietly into the night.
This Diet Coke is so good.
It's unbelievable. Watching you drink it, it almost looks like you've tapped into a spring in the desert.
You think we could send like this to Diet Coke and they'll sponsor us or something? I mean, I would hope so. All right, so the penalty is against the Warriors, Dan. They're going to march it back. I think you called it, Dan. It looks to be they're moving the ball a good 15 yards, so that's a big penalty. And the last thing you need if you're the Warriors with a 20-0 lead is penalties like that. You don't need to give the Falcons on the yards they haven't earned on their own. They're good enough in their own to do it by themselves. They don't need any extra help. No,
they don't.
Juju on that beat.
Obviously, Ray is having the time of his life, and this is all the bookie's favorite hits.
I went to Curtis, and when I looked to my left and right, I was at least worked at 61 with a lot of the kids to my right and left. So it's really cool to see. I love living in this neighborhood.
Ray, take the call.
Drops back to pass on an outside blitz from the linebacker. Comes. That looks like number 4 for the Warrior, number 9. Thank you, public address announcer. Santino Carilla comes blitzing from the outside, takes the quarterback down. Beautiful blitz, an aggressive play call. If you're the Warriors defense, get aggressive, get in that backfield, slow the momentum down here for the Falcons. Great play call by the Warriors defense, and I believe the defense is called by Charlie Pikowski. Yeah, Charlie Pikowski. So a good call there. Falcons had some momentum. It's going to set up first and about. Well, I don't know if there's been a penalty called here. Oh, wow, they were really moving them back. So the ball's been moved back to about the 35. Scoreboard has it at 1st and 18 with the ball on the 20, but that's just not accurate. So
It is second down.
Okay, so it's going to make it second down. The ball's going to be in the 35. And according to the scoreboard, Dan, we have 33 yards to go after the sack, and what would have to be a penalty. The sack wasn't that far back, I don't believe. Nobody knows. Hard to see from our vantage point in certain aspects.
They pushed Wagner all the way back towards midfield. What happened here?
It had to be some form of a penalty.
Second in eternity, and throwing in eternity deep downfield. Oh, man, that was almost a touchdown. I can't believe he had him.
Wow. I mean,
that was number one Batista with his arms outstretched. He almost hauled that in.
He got some afterburners at the end. I thought that ball was 10 yards over his head. I can't believe he was able to get a finger on it. Way to not give up on your route and go after it, young man. Unfortunately, just a little over his fingertips. That would have been huge. Now, if you're the Falcons here, you wonder, are they going to look to do 2 more plays like that where you try to get it in one shot? Or here on 3rd down, do you want to just take a chunk of it back? That way you make your 4th down more manageable. We'll see what the Falcons offense. Offensive corner, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm butchering stuff. Kuzo Kria. I'm going to go with Kuzo Kria. Kria? I don't know. We're butchering.
Awesome.
He's in the shotgun, Danny.
Take it. I have to.
I'm taking. He's rolling back, looking downfield. Look to get a little dump off pass there along the sideline. Incomplete to number 9, Devon Matos. So that's going to set up 4th and 33. And there's really not much of a point in punting this thing. I think you just got to take a shot at the end zone here if you're the Falcons offense with 5. No, they are going to punt it. Okay, so they're going to play the field position game with the ball at the 35. So if you're going to punt the ball here, you put the ball at the 35-yard line. Or are they going to punt it? You put a lot of faith in your punter here. Now, listen, the punter puts it down somewhere inside the 10-yard line. Then this is a great decision. You pin him deep. Punter does not, and you put the ball. Check for a fake here if you're the Warrior defense. Could be some type of gadget play here for the Falcons special teams. Ball is snapped. Yeah, it is a fake, Danny, and they're going to look downfield. It's going to be complete to the receiver, but nowhere near the 33 yards they need. Getting the ball back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a turnover on downs and a 1st down for the Warrior offense. I'm just following the play by
I don't even know what just happened there. All right, so good news for our sponsors involved here, for our good friend over here at Fast Track Auto Body. I know he's going to be happy to know that it is updated on the screen. His logo and his address is up there correctly now, located on
And what's
Richmond
the address,
Terrace.
Danny? Let's read it for the people.
That's 550 Richmond Terrace. If you don't know, the greatest auto body center in the world, because these people support local, family-run and operated, trustworthy. And I know we often talk about, like, when we say windows, we are, and parking in Brooklyn. Those aren't words that you normally hear in a sentence together. When it comes to trustworthy, family-owned, these people down here at Fast Track Auto Body, man, we really appreciate them. And everybody's got a car. I can't tell you how many nicks and dings I got on it, and it needs a plethora of work. Al's always given me a fair price. I know the guy a long time. He's a friend of many schools here, not only here at Curtis, but all across Staten Island. So big shout out to Al and everybody down there. Thank you for doing what you do, supporting local. We're out here because of you.
Goes a long way. All of our sponsors, especially like you said, an honest, auto repairman or a mechanic. Hard to find here in this industry, that's for sure. We're at the 4-minute warning here, by the way. So back to the football action here. The Warriors offense has been unstoppable here in the first half. The Warriors offense go back on the field. Now they're headed back to the side. No, they're going to set up shop right there in the midfield. The ball's going to be at right where the ball was the snap of the previous play. So we've been right at the 35-yard line. 1st down, 4 minutes to go. Listen, if you're the Falcons, you get a stop here. You go down to the half-down 20. You can make a comeback. Warriors put another one in here. It's going to be extremely difficult for the Falcons. Big possession.
Ooh, little toss out of the backfield. Great defense here by the Falcons. My goodness. They just don't go away, man.
They're swarming to the ball. Another complete to Mims, and Mims is just looks like a pro out there, Dan. My goodness. Can move around. They do a lot of things with him. He lines up in the backfield. He moves into motion. Multifaceted weapon here. Great athlete and a captain. No surprise there. Van Madden, who has looked absolutely fantastic and comfortable all night long.
Until this moment, it looks like we've got a false start against the Warriors here. It's the tight end on the left side there, number 11. Knowing the count, can't be doing that. Muhammad Rahman called for the penalty.
Well, that's going to bump. They only, again, the penalty for the Warriors. They had a penalty on the last drive there, ended up not hurting them, but last thing you want to do with a 20-0 lead. Van Madden's going to look to pass. He's got a man downfield. He's got it up in the air.
Oh, did he? He almost came down with that, bro.
What a play in coverage by Matos. So not just a running back, because he had a couple of steps. Matos recovered, broke on that ball, the underthrown ball. Usually dangerous to the cornerback. Not on that snap, Danny. What coverage by Matos. Great play defensively for the running back. Or I should say for the defensive back, who also plays running back, the football player for the Wagner Falcons. And an impressive one at that. So Van Madden takes a shot downfield there. It's going to set up a 3rd and 19. He's going to be in the shotgun. Mukakis flock to his right. 3 receivers right for the Warriors.
Oh.
Quick receiver screen.
He's got blockers, Ray, moving quickly upfield. He is at the 50 and more into Falcons territory. That's a beautifully designed play.
And a well-timed play call. They've been killing with the run, with the running backs. You're taking a few shots downfield. Now you're mixing the screen game. And like you pointed out, Dan, he had a convoy up the middle of the field. Well designed by the Warriors offense.
Evan Dukes took that one for about 25 yards and made it look easy. 1st and 10 for the Warriors and a 3 wide receiver set. It's a play action. Van Madden rolling to his left, completes it. That's complete once again to Evan Dukes, who keeps the hot hands. Close to the line again, but short of the first down marker by about 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Van Madden not physically imposing. I don't know what his stats are listed here. I'll try and see what they list him at. Van Madden, 5'8", 170. So listed at 5'8", 170, and like I said, not physically imposing, but when he is rolling out, he's still fully capable of putting some zip on those passes. Very mobile and has shown a strong arm early on here this evening.
Well, it's a man going in motion. The give is to the tailback, who makes a beautiful misdirection using a stiff arm, gets to the 2nd level and dragging people along the way. That is Kadar Gomez.
I think it's Kadir. I have Kadar on the sheet. Don't know either way, but Mr. Gomez, what an impressive performance, but we have laundry on the field, Dan.
Look, we're going to get hate mail no matter what.
Well, they're pointing the other direction, so is that against... Nope, they're coming back this way, so the penalty is going to be against the Warriors. Hate to ruin the run for Mr. Gomez here, so let me tell you something, Danny.
Bucky's doing a
Gomez,
great job.
Shout out to the bookie, tremendous at what he does. Gomez and Mukakis, I don't know if it's a thunder and lightning, a thunder and thunder, a little bit of both. I don't know what they are, but two talented. Gomez is a big kid. Well, only a freshman. Look for some big-time games out of this young man over the next 4 years here at the Castle. Van Madden's in the shotgun. He's looking deep again. He's going to throw it downfield again. He's got him in. What good coverage there.
Off his fingertips. My man cannot believe it. He knows that was 6.
Matos with the coverage again. Gets beat. Beautiful thrown. Just a little slightly. Just couldn't quite haul it in. But I love the way the Warriors offense is mixing everything up. Run, pass, screens, and the deep shots downfield, keeping the defense honest. Offensive execution for the Warriors offense, and Coach Gambardella has been nothing short of spectacular here in this first half. Danny has his phone out. He's moving it back and forth. I'm guessing he's getting like a panoramic thing. Just in case you pointed out, Danny is the executive producer. He's the director. He is the play-by-play guy. Anything else, he's the electrician.
Hey, you know what? And if you want to sponsor this debacle, we're always looking for new sponsors because we're totally homegrown and 100% looking to get as many broadcasts in with as many local teams as possible. Out of a gun, they give us to the back running A.
Gomez on the carry.
Gomez picks up about 5 on the plate. The ground and pound is probably going to take us right into halftime unless the Falcons can force a turnover here, Ray.
Yeah, you would think if you're the Warriors, you're looking to have the last possession of the half here. But then again, I don't think the Warriors are concerned with the clock so much. They want to find a way to score. So the tempo, I think they're going to keep the pedal to the metal. Van Madden looking back to pass. He's got a man open along the sideline. Just off the hands of number 5, Evan Dukes, who's been all over the field this morning. My goodness, this evening.
I don't think anybody's more fried than this broadcast booth, but we appreciate you.
Well, I'm not used to being under the lights here at St. George, so I felt like I got here really early. The Curtis for some Coach Gannon early morning basketball practices here.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
I remember, running this track and a lot of great memories here, Curtis. It's a wonderful, wonderful place and a wonderful, wonderful neighborhood. Give us to the freshman again. He cuts it back up the middle of the spin. Gomez refuses to go down, still taking people. Danny was still on his feet throughout the entire run, falling forward. And a tough 7 yards.
What's crazy is Emmanuel LeBron was one of the defenders trying to drag him down. The 6'1", 285 senior needed help to do it. I don't know what's in the weight room here.
6'1", 285. Well, yeah, there's something about the Warriors here. So the Warriors going to call timeout there. The Warriors, I believe they burned one earlier, so they might have one left with 1:17 remaining. Ball somewhere around the 14-yard line according to the scoreboard. Big possession here for the Warriors. If you punch it in here, Danny, make it 26, 27, 28, nothing. I don't want to use insurmountable for Wagner, but it's teetering on that number.
Certainly teetering on that number. And, Ray, I want to give a big shout-out, obviously, our broadcast booth powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee.
Main Street Coffee!
Here in Staten Island. I've given everybody an opportunity to roast me on my coat if they wish to do so.
It's a nice pea coat.
Yeah. Absolutely, it is.
And he looks handsome.
It's a beautiful night here in St. George. If you want to be a part of the action here at Nobody Cares Sports, no religion, no politics, just feel good local sports vibes. We're supposed to be doing a game at Port Richmond coming up. They got a brand new field, so we're doing everything we can to get out there to Port. Lou Vesey, I've been in touch with him, and we're going to make sure that we get it done. Also, we're hoping to broadcast WAGNER at Newdorp first weekend in November. And the list goes on and on. Curtis and St. Peter's Thanksgiving Eve, the official start of high school basketball. We are out here, ladies and gentlemen. Support local. Out of a gun, throwing towards the end zone. The Warriors are on the board yet again.
Touchdown.
Van Madden with a dart down the middle. Ayala laid the wood on the receiver for the Warriors in the touchdown. I believe that's number 6. I'm sorry, that can't be 6.
Evan Dukes, bro.
That's Dukes again. I can't see. Dukes with a beautiful catch. Oh, my goodness. He takes a licking on the catch. Oh, fancy handshake there and a little dance move.
Bookie's camera work is unbelievable. He's getting Duke's handshakes on camera. This guy did not go to film school. He graduated from Nobody Cares School, and he's doing fantastic. Big shout out to the Chinese bookie. Follow him on Instagram. You will not be able to understand him.
Bookie also available for hire. He will make personal appearances. The kick is on. No, good for the big fella.
Now we're talking.
Nice to see on the kick. Number 65. That looks like Ramon Pazrina. And the most probably the junior, 5'10", 220 kicker. Great job here, and a 27-love scoreboard in favor of the Warriors, who have been dominant throughout this first half.
If you like what you're seeing out there, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like the video, comment on it, subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I got to be honest with you, really nobody cares. The only thing we care about is that these kids, many years from now, can go on the YouTube machine and watch them and their friends playing ball. And they could do it with broadcast commentary and HD cameras. I wish I could go back and watch me and my friends playing football from high school. And I know the same goes for you, Ray, for your sports in school.
Well, first of all, I'm proud of you. I think I was telling you that for the last few years, and finally you're starting to recognize what you've done for, and I say you because you started all this, Danny. And yeah, I would love to hear the few games I played on TV. Would have been phenomenal to have them. They're gone. I know they existed, but I don't have a copy of it. Joe Nugent, John Tassiello years ago, SI 76. But they're a long ways away, and not these games. These kids will have them forever thanks to modern technology and, like you call it, the YouTube machine.
Yes.
And another flag.
Well,
We like
Just
flags.
why not throw a flag out there?
Well, the
Listen,
first,
if
I
I
think
was
the
a
referees
referee-
thought it was moving a little too fast, and they wanted to slow it down a bit.
If I was exhausted, I would just throw a flag out.
Yeah.
And you'd look at me and be like, "What's the flag?" And it would take me a couple minutes for me to figure it out, get my breath back.
Yeah, listen, referees need timeouts too. I get it. So, I'm curious to see how the Falcons are going to play this. They look to be aggressive, take shots down the field, and try to score. Do they want to play it safe and just get into the half? I don't think the Warriors, if they do have a timeout, it's only one remaining because they had the one they had a call on the 4th down. They burned one that dry. So I believe it would be one remaining. And again, we keep talking about the broadcast, but there's 3 of us here. This is a 3-man show.
It's a 3-man. Yeah,
and I'm not doing anything but talking to you. So there's
But
2 men doing the entire broadcast.
To be
and-
fair, though, Ray's doing a tremendous job. And, yeah, it's a 3-man crew. And if you want to be a part of Nobody Cares Sports Network, we're more than welcome to have you come down, see what it is we do. As they give his A-gap once again to Ayala, the senior captain, doubles as a DB and a running back. They're sticking to this ground and pound here, Ray. 27-0, less than a minute to go in the second quarter. And the Falcons, with not much of a sense of urgency, just sticking to their running plan.
Yeah, I think they're just looking content to bring this ball into the half, or excuse me, get this game to the half, get into the locker room and reconvene, make some adjustments, come out into the second half. Not want to take any chances.
It looks like we've got a timeout on the field, 27 seconds to go, or that's going to be the half.
That's no timeout. They're going to get into the half, Danny.
No.
So the Falcons, yeah, I just blew the whistle again. Not sure why. But the Warriors are already in the locker room. The Falcons are still, this is very odd. I don't know why the Falcons are still in the field. Okay, the Falcons look like they're going
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on, but here was what I could tell you. Nobody Cares Sports is on the call. It's 27-0 Curtis over the Wagner Falcons in a rivalry renewed. This one seemingly got out of control fast. We're hoping that the Falcons can come back and make it a game in the second half. Once again, it's important that we give a big shout out to our game sponsors who allow us to be here tonight on such short notice. Fast Track Auto Body, 550 Richmond Terrace, and DPM Contracting, all phases of interior and exterior contracting. We're Nobody Cares Sports Network, no religion, no politics, just feel-good sports vibes. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. More feel-good vibes when we come back. Second half of action. Ray, you got anything to say?
I love Windows VR, and I like to go to Windows VR while drinking my Main Street coffee!
muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra, ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Me la voy llevando toda con VIP, un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos 6 chis, ey. Que sonrían las que ya les metían. Un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un selfie. 6 chis, que sonrían las que ya se olvidaron de mí. Me gustan mucho las Gabriela, las Patricia, las Nicole, la Sofía. Mi primera novia en Kinder María y mi primer amor se llamaba Talía. Tengo una colombiana que me escribe todos los días y una mexicana que ni yo sabía. Otra en San Antonio que me espera todavía y la TPR que todavía son mías. Una dominicana que juega bombón, Cuba bombón. La de Barcelona que vino en avión y dice que mi bicho está cabrón. Yo dejo que juegue con mi corazón. Quisiera mudarme con todas por la mansión. El día que me case te envío la invitación, muchacho, deja eso. Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo una, mañana otra, ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias, hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Titi me preguntó, Titi me preguntó,
Pero ven acá, muchacho, ¿para qué tú quieres tanta novia?
me la voy a llevar a todas con VIP, un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirar un selfie. 6 chis, ey. Que sonrían las que ya les metían. Un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirar un selfie. 6 chis, que sonrían las que ya se olvidaron de mí.
Oye, muchacho del diablo, caro. Suéltate más vivir que tú tienes en la calle. Búscate una mujer seria para ti. Muchacho del diablo. Coño.
Yo quisiera enamorarme, pero no puedo. Yo quisiera enamorarme, pero no puedo. Sorry, yo no confío, nah, ni en mí mismo confío. Si quieres quedarte, hoy que hace frío y mañana te vas. Nah, muchas quieren mi baby, quieren tener mi primogénito, ey, y llevarse el crédito. Ya me aburrí y quiero un totito inédito. No me voy.
Yeah, cause girls is players too. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Keep playing, baby. You sage. Cause girls is players too. Bitches getting money all around the world, cause girls is players too. What you know about living on the top? Penthouse suites, looking down on the ops. Took her for a test drive, left them on the lot. Time is money, so I spent it on a watch. Hold on, little titty showing through the white tee. You can see the thong busting on my tight jeans. Okay, rocks on my fingers like a nigga wife me. Got another shorty, she ain't nothing like me. Yeah, about to catch another flight. Yeah, apple bottom make him wanna bite. Yeah, I just wanna have a good night. Just wanna have a good night. Hold up, if you don't know, now you know. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You can have anybody, man. Give me a boss, you can do what you want. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Yeah, cause girls is players too. Keep playing, baby. Cause girls is players too. Bitches getting money all around the world, cause girls is players too. I go on and on again. He going on my phone, but I'm ignoring him. Thinking he the one, I got like 4 of him. Yeah, I'm sitting first class like valedictorian. Came a long way from rag to riches. 5-star bitch, yeah, I taste so delicious. Let him lick the plate, yeah, I make him do the dishes. Now he on news talk, cause a bitch went missing. Yeah, about to catch another flight. Yeah, apple bottom make him wanna bite. Yeah, I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, if you don't know, now you know. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You can have anybody, any money, no. Cause when you a boss, you can do what you want.
Checking out the sounds of Staten Island's own
Testing, testing, testing. Mic check. We got a happy birthday to Amaya up in here. Happy birthday to Amaya.
Baby, eat this peach and this plum. This body tight like a nun, but I chew it up like it's gum. Then wipe your mouth when you done. I'm hot like Nevada. Bottles get popping yada. Said I look like money. You can print my face on a dollar. Beat it up. Beat it up. Beat it up. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off. Honey, I'm home. Shoes getting kicked off. Every time I turn around, she gets licked off. No, that's so cold. Get a lip brush. You gon' settle down, you gon' live with him. I don't even wanna put some pink with him. The bag he just bought me was a go yard. That ain't your man, he's both off. Body tight like a nun. Kinda hunted up with my thumb. I don't care where you from. Better beat this like a drum. Don't be talking like you know me. I ride like a pony. Girl, your boyfriend look like a brokey. Go and talk to his homie. My body built like a stallion. All these wannabes, my little pony. They be camped out in the comments, always talking like they know me. Pretty girls in a black truck packed in. Eat whoever in my way, Miss Pac-Man. Hermes made a real big purchase. Purse so big, can't treat it like a person. I look good in real life. Show me real love. I don't care about them likes. I see niggas trying to say I ain't fine or I ain't. They know I'm thick like I'm eating beans with the price like clean over ice. Got the real meat price. I spin them like my booty in these jeans play tight. And the way they watch me need to be monetized. I'ma need a money bag if I sleep over.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're not wasting any time in St. George tonight as we are underway at the Castle in the second half. That ball is fielded at the 27-yard line by a Falcon. That is number 39, Aiden Bochy, and he is gobbled up immediately by the Warriors who will start out the second half on defense.
I battle the snack stand line to get my Warrior nuggets and my Warrior cheese fries. And I get back with 5 minutes left, thinking I'm going to sit down and enjoy my food, and the ball's being kicked in the air.
I've never seen anything like it in my
They
life.
just ignored the halftime clock. Usually teams is the other way around, where halftime takes 45 minutes. This game has been unpredictable, to say the least.
I just almost feel like somebody has someplace to be.
100%, Danny. One day that story will come out. But somebody involved in this game must have really nice dinner reservations or a flight to catch or something along those lines. A referee, someone involved.
I can't wait to hear about it. In any event, let's take you back to the action on the field. It's a 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 30-yard line. The give is going to go left side to William Garcia, who tries to reverse his field and pick up more yards, but instead it's a loss of nearly 10 on the play.
Drop for a 9-yard loss.
Adjust our Nobody Cares Sport. This thing is great, Danny, by the way. I didn't realize I was 360 like this.
Oh, I got tape.
Danny went for the, no, it's all right, Danny, don't worry about it. He went for the luxury tent here. This is no joke, this thing. Don't worry, Dan, the tape's fine. We don't need it. Danny has left the broadcast with the Get Me tape that I really don't need. And here we go. He's really... Luckily, Danny found some dead time here as I don't know what's happening. We got one referee on the sideline talking to talking to the guy holding the yardsticks. Danny is going to apply the tape, so I appreciate him. Danny Chenard, also I don't know what the word would be, but he's the key grip, he just told me. I was looking for the word. Here he is. Key grip doing a great job, as well as the broadcaster, play-by-play guy. And the Falcons snapped the ball quick as I wasn't looking. Number 1 on the carry for the Falcons. That would be Batista. Muhammad Rollin on the tackle. So 3rd and 17 will be upcoming for the Falcons here, Danny.
It's a tough angle, Bookie, but if you could zoom in just a little bit. Perfect. That's perfect right there. Thank you, sir.
A 3rd and a long 17 for the Falcons offense. So you come out at halftime, you want to get some momentum, and quite the opposite has happened so far for the Falcons.
Well, it's a tough crowd here tonight. It's absolutely a packed house at the Castle under the lights, something that alumni here from Curtis aren't used to seeing. Coach Gambardella has done a tremendous job of bringing this program to new levels. And a beautiful open field tackle made on the left side of the field.
So even when the Falcons find themselves some space and get a completion, Warriors just with a beautiful field tackle. I couldn't catch.
Well, it was Matos who made the play for the Falcons, and it was number 3 for Curtis who made the play in the open field.
Jeremiah Bishop, Danny, with the open field tackle. My goodness, beautiful play. And the Falcons are going to have to punt it again, Danny, deep in their own territory. And I'm going to sneak in a cheese fry.
Bro, you actually got food? I thought the whole thing was one of those, I tried the snack bar. You legitimately brought food in.
I never lie about snack bars.
Well, after we get a break, we're going to turn the camera around, let the people at home see what kind of snack bar they have.
We don't get breaks in this game, Danny.
No, we
careful
don't.
Here.
Oh, that's a live ball. Super dangerous. Curtis picks it up. I don't know quite what's happening. It was almost like called a dead ball by the referee. Regardless, it's the Warriors who will take over at exactly midfield. 9:03 remaining here in the third quarter. Ray, I'm going to turn this camera around and show everybody at home. Could you lift up that food and show the good folks at home what you're working with there?
We got, listen, $6.
You got to talk into the mic, though.
Oh, sorry, $6. Got the Warrior nuggets with the Warrior cheese fries. $6.
$6.
Can't beat this anywhere in the world.
And there's cheese all over that
Yeah,
stuff.
well covered, a little barbecue sauce. I didn't think they had any condiments, but I said, do you have any barbecue sauce? And she said, absolutely, sir. Give me a barbecue sauce.
It's called just sir.
Successful trip to the snack stand. And big shout out to the Warriors Snack Shack, doing a great job over there.
Shout out to you making it back alive. It was like Braveheart trying to go to the pisser
Danny,
at halftime.
I am right at home. I'm telling you, a lot of the student body of Curtis went to IS-61 where I work.
So you were right at home with these kids.
I felt like I was back in the lunchroom. Yeah, a lot of Mr. Palmers, and it was great to see so many faces. As I get older, remembering the names becoming more and more difficult. But if I saw you tonight, Mr. Palmer was really happy to see you, and I hope you're doing well. Great to see so many faces, especially faces that go to Curtis High School, which will always hold a special place in my heart as a member of the class of 96. It's what you are, Danny. What, you 2001?
I am a 2002 graduate of this school.
Close enough. Well,
yeah.
The Palmers and the Chenards loved Curtis High School, and it just, brings back a lot of memories sitting here in these stands watching. Back then I watched my good friends play. Now I'm watching my friends' kids play, and it's really cool to watch.
It's crazy, actually, when you're friends. It's similar to watching like NBA, NFL players, professional players, and you recognize them from their fathers that played when you were a kid, and It's like, oh man, I'm getting old. Very similar scenario here where your buddies now have kids in high school who are playing and we're broadcasting the game. Somewhat of a surreal scenario here.
No better example, number 2 for the Warriors, A.J. Gambardella. And if you want to know what AJ stands for, Anthony Jr., it's coach's son out there. And he made a couple of big plays so far in this game. And he's only a sophomore linebacker, known as the hardest worker on the team. And, certainly going to be a big factor for the Warriors over the next 3 years. And you see the Dukes is out there and a lot of names on the Curtis sideline. It's just a lineage. And it's just so great to see. Curtis has had 2 football coaches in the last 50 years, and I'm rounding that off. I don't know the exact figure, but
I'm going to give it to you, though. Yeah, possibly. Ray, why don't you eat something? Because we have a second here, and I'll talk about it because Coach Oliveri was a coach here for an extremely long time. Before him, you're talking about legendary coach Andy Barberi. There's a ferry boat named after that man. And on the other side of the football with the Wagner Falcons, to talk about Art Newcomb as the current coach of the Falcons, well, his predecessor was Al Paterzo. And Al Paterzo, at one point in the 1993 Wagner Falcons, they were ranked nationally, not in the state, but nationally. I believe they were ranked like top 25 in the country. And when they played Curtis that year, I think it was maximum capacity here. And Al, as I mentioned, is behind us on the roof of the school with the rest of the Falcons coaching staff with the bird's eye view, with all the football IQ that these two schools have combined. I would just love to be a fly on the wall for some of the things that have happened in the past behind closed doors, talks in the locker rooms, etc. This is why it's a game of the week for us, because of how important these two schools are from their respective areas here on the island.
Yeah, Al Paterzo and Fred Oliveri are talking the Mount Rushmore of at least the PSAL, and I'm not just talking about in Staten Island. I would think PSAL football, period. I'm not totally informed about other boroughs, but got to imagine if there was a Rushmore, those two guys would be on it. And to hear them, I saw Coach Oliveri here last game. I'm not sure if he's on the sideline again, but I know he's still involved. Always. I'm sure he's a great sounding, but there's another flag here coming in from the referee.
I don't know why they're doing it to us.
Maybe they wanted me to have more of that chicken nugget. Danny, you got to dig in there. It's pretty.
I think
good.
Bookie's starving. Bookie, you want a chicken nugget? He says yes.
Bookie is going to go for a nugget.
So I'm going to have to. Bookie, do you want? Bookie, blink twice if you want barbecue sauce. No barbecue sauce.
No bar. He likes his nuggets
dry.
dry.
You want a dry nugget? All right, I'm going to pass you a dry nugget.
Do you throw it to him and you catch it like Flipper?
This is amazing. So we're 27-0 game in the third quarter. It's almost worthwhile to have us flip the camera around so we can get this nugget to the bookie. Bookie, here.
This is how we feed the bookie, fellas, gentlemen.
Bookie, take your nugget, Bookie. Turn around. Come on, man.
The bookie is getting a nugget from Danny. The bookie has the nugget. The nugget's in his mouth. Touchdown, bookie.
There's a throw to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete.
And as you can see, we're wildly unprofessional.
The bookie got his nugget. We were able to switch back in time. Thankfully, it wasn't a touchdown. Nearly canceled. Nobody cares.
Well, that was horrible by us. Sorry about that, but we had the bookie getting the nugget, and it was fun to watch, and I got a little sidetracked. I'm supposed to pick the play up there. My bad. Anyway, Van Madden's going to be back in the shotgun. 2nd and 10 from the 14. Van Madden's on the give to Gomez. Gomez cuts it back to the middle. He's going to be taken down by half the Falcons' defensive line.
Everybody. Absolutely, everybody. And it's been a strong defensive front all night for the Wagner Falcons, Ray. Commodore tuned in on the YouTube machine saying he's in Central Florida, and boy, he's got stories about Al and Freddie, two of the best coaches in high school football ever.
You know what, Danny? I think that's a good idea for one of our first Nobody Cares Sports broadcasts when it comes back to the show itself.
With the Nobody Cares Live is returning.
Nobody Cares Live. We need to maybe book those two and have a sit down.
Maybe if we have Al Paterzo and Coach Freddie Oliveri.
And you just shut up and let those two go.
And I just sit down and just say, hey, guys.
Just give him a microphone and feed him some softball questions. Rolling out Van Madden's got an open receiver on the sideline. Great play by the defensive back.
Great closing play. The speed from Batista to break up that play leaves it a tough 3rd and down here. Wagner continues to battle. My fault. It's 4th down.
Let me give a massive shout out to whoever is on this microphone, the public address announcer, because he is banging out these numbers way better than I can. His vision vastly superior. So I'm not sure who the guy is, but he or his spotter or someone is doing a tremendous job. So kudos to you, gentlemen. Yeah, it's you, sir.
We 100% got to get some lacrosse games in the spring.
Oh, we do. We got to cover all sports. We are available. Reach out.
Well, play action here. Throw to the corner of the end zone. A lot of hands being used there, but the ball was short, so no need for a penalty to be called. It's a turnover on downs, Ray. Hold the phone here. Wagner marching their offense out onto the field. That's the first time in a long time that the Warriors haven't found pay dirt at the end of a possession.
Well, if you're the Falcons here, listen, you get a touchdown here, make it a 20-point game, a 21-point game. anything can happen, but it's got to start with a drive, whether it's a quick play, a quick hitter, or even if you have to burn a few minutes to get it down the field. But if you're the Falcons, you got to put this ball in the end zone. I didn't know the bookie could hear us till today.
Zoom in a little bit, will you? You're
The
the
bookie
man.
with a DPM contracting hat.
Oh, he's
I
decked
have
out.
zero.
That's perfect.
I have no nobody cares gear. I'm going to put that in the complaint department.
Now, we're working with Too Many Topics Media to develop a brand new line of merch.
Oh, love to hear that.
Gambo told me, listen, if I get you this game at Curtis, you better believe you're giving me a shirt. And I was like, well, I better get some shirts made. 1st and 10 out of a gun. It's Albalia.
And like any other penalty, everybody's
False
pointing
start.
all directions. False start on the Falcons' offense, so they continue to struggle.
You know, I got to say it to you, Ray. I thought we were going to be canceled after the whole chicken nugget exchange, trying to feed Bookie live on the air, changing cameras and all that. The people have said great commentary, and some of the folks say they also love chicken nuggets.
Well, that's good. I have video. The reason I wasn't on commentary is I was filming it so we could show it later, but I have actual video from my phone of the nugget exchange, and it will be up on the social media platforms of Nobody Cares Sports
Follow
later
Ray
this evening.
Palma on Nobody Cares Sports Instagram. Sending a man in motion now, doubling behind the quarterback. It's a play action. The throw is downfield. Pass intended for Batista. He had him, but the throw just a bit short. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Certainly had him. Stepped right into it. Just fell a little bit short of Batista. Batista's going to run and pick the ball up. He's with the bright orange cleats there. The Commodore writing a essay on social media or whatever. Danny's showing me on his
I don't know.
phone
I
here.
was trying to just show you that somebody said, where'd chicken nuggets go hard? I was unaware that Commodore was writing a thesis on Staten Island history. If there was a way to ban people, it would be to ban Patrick Chenard, which, by the way, you don't need to use your government name when creating a YouTube account. PSA to everybody out there tuned in.
He wants everybody to know who he is, and I get it.
Yeah, see me in the parking lot if you got a problem with me. Back to the action on the field, the 2nd and 5. We've got one side and left, 3 wide receivers right, 1 lone back in the field. Quarterback out of a gun, stops, throws right side, and one-on-one coverage. The ball is incomplete.
I tell you, the Warriors have just kind of been, Danny, pretty dominant in every aspect of the game so far early on. I mean, the defensive line has been stout. The offensive line has created lanes for the running game and opened up the passing game. And the Eagles defensively downfield have held the Wagner receivers in check. And most importantly, the Warriors defense as a whole has completely shut down what has been a dominant Susan Wagner running game so far this season.
Whew. You said it, mister. You going to eat another one of those?
I don't know if I have the time.
Yeah,
every time
I'm going to carry you. I'll take the next play.
Every time you take a bite, there's like a touchdown or something.
I can take this next play and you eat if you want.
Okay, I'm going to go for
because
one
it's
more.
a 3rd and 5.
All right, I like it.
2 wide receivers left. 1 wide receiver right. Now 1 rolling in motion again. Doubles back behind the quarterback. The give is to the back, running a gap. He might have enough for the first down, and does. The Falcons can finally move those chains. And you hear that? You hear that? The rumbling of the bleachers? That's not the Warriors fans. That's the Falcons fans banging on them.
Yeah, the Falcons fans, they travel from, I don't know what that is. Where's Wagner?
You don't know where Wagner is?
I don't know. What is that, Seaview? I don't know what you call that.
I guess Seaview. Let me look it up.
Bradley, I don't know what that neighborhood
Is that
is.
Sunnyside? I don't know.
No, I grew up in Sunnyside. We're not near Wagner. I don't know. Good answer. Dan's going to find out for us. Anyway, Harold Street there. I'm actually not going to mention why I love Harold. I'd be giving away my secrets of where I drive. But anyway, that neighborhood over there, I don't know what the neighborhood is. Here we go. The Falcons with the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right.
Don't
He's
you
gonna look down
mess
the
up
right
my
side.
shortcut.
He's going long. He pushes off clearly. That was
Clearly a defensive push-off, right?
offensive, Danny, I believe.
Offensive.
The receiver pushed off. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. But the underthrown ball, no luck on that one. Danny now looking for the neighborhood. Here's a fun fact. I work at IS-61 with the great Pat Emery, and we discussed the neighborhood that IS-61 is, and there is no answer. You could say Randall Manor. You could say New Brighton, West Brighton.
This is weird.
Okay. Susan Wagner, we could have another conundrum here.
It says Wagner High School is in New Springville.
I can believe that. Okay. On the outskirts of, but I can see that.
It's situated in between Toad Hill and New Springville.
That makes sense. I can believe that. I can see New Springville. On the outskirts of it, yes, but Certainly not in the heart of New Springville, but all right, we'll go with that.
Jake on the YouTube machine says New Springville, so I'm going to stick
Why don't we
with
go
him.
with Jake anytime?
It's like State Farm. You can't go wrong. 2nd and 10, 3 wide receiver set. 1 runs in motion to the right. Here's the snap. The give is to a wide receiver on an end around. Nowhere to go, and a flag comes in after the play is over.
Funny, our age gap. Danny hears Jake and thinks State Farm. I think Taylor from Major League. So just goes to show the.
I thought you were going to say Jake the Snake.
I could also go Jake the Snake. I do love me some wrestling and some Jake the Snake Roberts. One of the best to ever do it with the DDT. Still going around. It's really up until the last year or so. He used to make some AEW appearances, and that's going to move the ball. So the penalty is going to be against the Warriors.
That's a costly penalty, Ray, because they really had the Falcons where they wanted them. 6:39 to go here in the third quarter. This was one of the fastest moving first halves in the history of high school football. I was outside trying to get good cell phone service so I can call the Guinness Book of World Records to let them know that it was so fast. I was, aside from me being roasted on my jacket, it was a lot of fun. Second half started abruptly. The halftime was over in a second.
I like how Danny went outside to get cell service as if we're inside right now. I love it.
I don't use my brain too much. Excuse me, I got to get outside. But Danny, back to the action on the court.
Danny is dialed in mid-season form as this kid gets to half court on the catch. Number 9, that's Devon Matos on the grab. Brings the ball right about midfield, and I think that'll be a first down. Right, the ball need to get, yes, that is going to be a first down for the Falcons. So, hey, listen, a lot of football. There's 17 minutes and 45 seconds left here, Danny, when you combine the quarters. So, Falcons find a way to put one in the end zone. I've seen stranger things in coming down from a 20 to 21 point deficit.
Bucky, you want me to lower your headphones? Is it too loud for you?
Bookie is complaining of going deaf, but doing a tremendous job with our very fancy camera. This is not some, regular panel. I'm looking at this thing.
Are you looking at that thing?
It's like a remote control on it.
I
It's got a lot
told my
going on.
family there was no vacation this year, and they were upset. Look at that camera. 1st and 10, a play action. Quarterback rolling right. Stutter steps now, throws in that direction. Incomplete. He was under duress from number 2, A.J. Gambardella.
Gambardella, hardest worker on the team, according to offensive line coach Joe Amato. Making plays all over the field, light on his feet, sideline to sideline type linebacker for the Warriors. Like you said, only a sophomore, so 3 more years of him in the middle of the Warrior defense. Or I should say all over the Warrior defense. Falcons here, 2nd and 10. The ball's exactly at the 50. Got to find a way to get something going downfield. And you saw a screen early on. Maybe bring back the screen game. You got to find something here because you've got to find a way to put this ball in the end zone. You got to get back into this football game. For all intents and purposes, this is your last chance to realistically win the game.
Though. They can get into it if they find a touchdown here. Another flag on the play comes from the near side of the field. The run to that direction towards the Curtis sidelines doesn't come up with much. Looks like it was Daniel Olukoya trying to draw a penalty against the Warriors at the end of the play as well.
I think the pre-snap penalty is going to be on the offense. I wonder if the Warriors are going to decline it. I think they'd rather decline it and set up what would be a 3rd down. Curious. No, looks like they're going to take the penalty and bump them back 5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 15. A little surprising, Dan, right? I think they take. Assuming we have the right down and distance, which is not always the case here. A little surprising. Or maybe they did decline it, Danny, because the ball hasn't moved, yet the Falcons have moved. I don't know what's happening. The Falcons are at the 40. The Warriors are at the 50.
3rd and 10 from midfield.
Thank you, Ray. Today is also Thursday.
All right.
Tomorrow is
So
Friday the 13th. I had to make sure we get this broadcast in before.
We're giving a test in my science classes. I felt bad for the kids.
Oh, wow.
But they don't know what Friday the 13th means.
No.
Anyway, 3rd and 10 from midfield.
Shotgun
Oh,
under
goodness.
pressure. Oh, they're going to swallow him up.
Number
That's
2
the
is
first sack for the Warriors tonight.
I hate to miss the young man's name, but immediate pressure from the outside.
I'm going to keep it real with you.
Number 51,
There's just nobody more.
on the sack.
Should have been
Fadil Barua. Badila Barua, the senior defensive tackle, 6 foot 235, coming on the hard on the right edge.
Send that family a fruit basket. Also,
I
Christian.
think I nailed that
I
one.
think you did good, but still, for safe measure, send them something. Also, Christian Fenton on the tackle as well. Give him a half a tackle. So, half a sack, as a matter of fact. 4th and a country mile. The Falcons set to punt. 27-0 our score here midway through the third quarter.
Falcons have been forced to punt a lot today. The Warriors' defense has been pitch perfect.
Booming kick here, right? Oh, it's a muff punt. Wagner's going to come up with it. They have the ball in Curtis territory. That's the break they were looking for.
Listen, you need plays like that if you're going to mount a comeback. The offense for the Warriors, dominant. Defense for the Warriors, dominant. Special teams, you got a missed extra point, you got a muff punt, so things happen. Danny locked it on the YouTube.
Special
so these are
teams.
people talking to us? Oh, those are the comments?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Nobody cares. We got a few of those. Oh, the Commodore's all over the place. I like it.
I texted him. I asked him if he was under the influence or something.
Well, he probably is. He's the Commodore for crying out loud. He's down in Florida with his lovely new wife, living life. He's my role model for crying out loud. I look forward to that. 27 love. The Falcons are going to get the ball back. Ball's just shy of the 35-yard line. And, hey, it should be the 45-yard line. And here the Falcons that can put the ball in the end zone here. You know, prior to the start of that fourth quarter, I have seen other things. I have seen crazier things happen. Danny getting facts fed to him by the Commodore. I'm watching it live on his phone. The Commodore is writing essays. He's telling us R-rated stories that we cannot possibly share on the air.
This is a boomer. This is not him. This is him talking into his watch, saying as much as he can, sending me novels. This isn't right what's happening here. This is assault, brother. Falcons out of a gun, throwing downfield, one-on-one. Ball tipped away by Chauncey Mims. Anybody's ball that time. The Warriors almost came up with a pick six, or pick.
And if you're the Falcons, listen, you got to take those shots. You get one-on-one coverage downfield, you got to let it fly. It's just Mims is an all-around special football player. And
B grade 8 on Instagram. Yeah.
The grade 8 is that his name?
Hey,
Hey,
it's
listen.
B grade 8. As we have an injury timeout on the field, Ray, going to turn us around here to our broadcast booth. Yeah, sorry you didn't have time for hair and makeup. Say hello to all the people at home. Our broadcast booth powered by our friends at Main Street Coffee.
Main Street Coffee!
Want to give a big shout out, of course, though, to our game sponsors tonight: Fast Track Auto Body and DPM Contracting. Al, I actually had the.
Al, we have a little going on here, and we have a little ruckus to our right here. A little action going on in the bleachers. Always good to see.
All right.
So, see what's happening there. A little extracurricular activities. Public address announcer dialed in, asking people not to run. So we got a minor boys being boys, kids will being kids kind of scenario to our right, Danny, and we'll focus on what's going on here on the field. As there's nothing going on the field as both teams are huddled up. Is this a timeout, Danny? Do we have any idea what's going on?
Ray, there was a little commotion to the right. As you know, sometimes these things happen at high school football games. And
yeah, I'm going to look at like a fan ran on the field and just ignore it and not talk about it. It's not what we want to promote.
No, absolutely. No, not at all. My thing, I thought that there was a mouse running through the bleachers.
Oh, there was a mouse running through the bleachers. I would be in my car and out of here. I had a mouse in my house once. I brought the dog to my mother's. And
that's where I was at.
And I put nothing but traps down. My entire floor of my entire house was just mouse traps. And I kept coming home until one day I caught that guy or gal or whatever the mouse identified as, and I got him. And it was the biggest accomplishment of my young life. And I'm very proud of myself. Nobody cares. That might have been the worst story told of all time.
Thank you, sir.
So the Falcons here. Listen, ball to 45. You're down 27-0. Still, somehow, after the quickest first half ever, the slowest third quarter ever, a lot of time remaining. Falcons back in the shotgun. He's going to roll out right on the direct snap, find the edge, little up the sideline, still on his feet. Another first down there for the Falcons. So listen, ball at the 35 now. They've been inside Warrior territory. Can they find a way to make that play to punch it in the end zone, Dan? or maybe not Danny as I look. Not sure what Danny's doing. He's got a lot going on.
You got to
here.
keep your head on the
This bookie's
swivel
not
up
looking
here.
at the game right now.
No,
Turn around.
Boogie's always making eye contact with me. In a lot of ways, I feel like we're in a time paradox where, like, I'll make eye contact with the bookie. He'll look at me, and I'll be like, Bookie, you are the cameraman. You are not supposed to, at any point, make eye contact with me.
Bookie, not a rookie cameraman, but I believe second time doing football. You did the baseball game, so
Yeah,
this is
second
not,
time
and
doing
listen,
football.
this is not for those of you at home. It's not just a matter of taking the camera and pointing it. There's a little bit more to it for broadcasts like this, so it's not easy. And if anybody wants to volunteer to help out, feel free. We are.
Oh, no,
taking
we're
out
all
pictures.
getting paid today, brother. Believe me. I will break open the petty cash here at Curtis. Oh, quarterback's going to keep it on a misdirection. Going A-gap, still on his feet, Ray. This quarterback is one of the toughest individuals on the field, but if my eyes serve me correctly, I believe that was number 1, Anthony Batista,
Yeah, they've gone
running
a
out
little
of the
wildcat.
Wildcat. Wow.
They've gone wildcat the last 2 snaps. Batista's going to go. He's on the sideline. Oh, he's getting the play, so he's going to stay as the wildcat quarterback. So I think now if you're Wagner, they've elected to just go with their best athletes, get the ball into Batista's hand on every snap, and then obviously just keep Ayala involved in different ways. I don't know how you do this, Danny. I don't know how you actually watch the YouTube machine and go back
Somebody
and
said
forth.
that Palma and Shanad, greatest duo since PB&J.
Somebody being far too kind, but thank you very much, whoever that was. Now
That
I'm
was
not.
John V. Shout out to John V, who knows not to
John
use his
V.
government name on YouTube.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, John V. I don't know if I agree, but certainly we love providing these broadcasts. And I worked hard to be here, moved heaven and earth to be here today, and I'm glad I did. Falcons in the shotgun.
Oh, 2nd and 7 for the Falcons. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. It's the boys from New Springville on the road here in St. George tonight looking for their first points on this possession.
Abella back at quarterback. He's looking to pass. He's
Oh,
got
he's
a
got
receiver.
some
Oh,
ball.
zig when he should have zagged there on
Yeah.
that one. Miscommunication.
Intended for number 1 is incomplete.
Wrong
I mean-
route ran that time.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been open with the route he ran. Unfortunately, quarterback had him more of a go route. He was looking to cut it back up the field. So it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Falcons. The clock stops on an incomplete pass. So, again, if they can find a way to score here on this drive, whether it's before the start of the 4th or not, they can put the ball in the end zone on this drive, the game's not over. If they don't put the ball in the end zone on this drive, you can start packing it up and head out of St. George.
In the words of Phil Rizzuto, I'm going to leave and beat the traffic. But regrettably, we've been through this before, Ray. I can't do that. I have this entire studio that we've so graciously set up tonight on the winds of our sponsors who power us along in the sales of entrepreneurship. LeBron Team Windows, we are Qualitech Computer Company. They're the official technology supplier of us here at Nobody Cares Sports.
Above and beyond those Qualitech people, the greatest in the industry.
It's a man running in motion, now double backing around the quarterback again, throwing downfield. He's got a man. The one-handed grab nearly made.
It's gonna
and
be
a
enough.
late flag, Ray.
There's going to be a flag. It's going to be pass interference. Can't be any other call from that referee. So, not sure I agree with it. But you see, the Falcons all day, Danny, they've been just a fingertip short, a little fingertip long.
Yep.
Haven't quite been able to execute on those. But I believe it's a pass interference.
Yeah,
Will be
and-
15 yards. Going to bring the Falcons somewhere around probably about the 16, 17-yard line. And they keep moving it downfield, and somehow still only a minute 4 on this clock,
Well,
as we've said.
That ball was intended for number 17, Jaden Monteiro, the senior. Like I said, just out of his outstretched hands as we come to an end of the third quarter here from St. George Curtis High School, a.k.a. the Castle. The Warriors are pitching a shutout in front of a capacity crowd, but the Wagner fans have showed out tonight as well. If you like what you're hearing, this is Nobody Cares Sports Network. We're new, something different, no politics, no religion, feel good vibes. Ray, this broadcast booth, who is it powered by, sir?
Main Street Coffee.
Yes, YouTube machine people, the cameraman has been absolutely rocking it. Nobody, you're right, Ray?
I'm good.
Oh,
I was going
okay.
to tell you something, but then you went live, and we could talk about it later. No big deal. Nobody cares.
You're never going to remember it.
No, definitely not. I forgot already.
That's what I like to hear. 27-0 is our score, ladies and gentlemen. This is our game of the week. If you think you know of a game that we should be covering, good open field tackle and a massive hit for the second defender to come into the party. Oh, doctor, the Warriors are laying the wood here tonight.
Warriors defense flocks to the ball. There's no room up the middle. There's no room right and left. And in coverage, the Warriors secondary has been second to none.
It's just crazy, though. Open field, though, you think one-on-one, now's my opportunity, and it's like all of a sudden you're not in the open field.
Yeah. The offense has the offense knows where they're going. They always have the advantage, but not today. Not with these Warrior defenders disciplining their lanes, knowing responsibility.
Pete McNamara, Damian McCaig, all of these defensive coaches here, Curtis, tremendous job. Under pressure, throwing left, that's trouble, and the ball is intercepted at the 1-yard line. Still on his feet, dragging one defender. He's got a bevy of blockers. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Warriors with an exclamation point. Are you kidding me? 99 yards. Chauncey Mims.
We've talked about it all night, how special a player Mims is. Oh, my goodness, what a spectacular play. And we get a little extracurricular activity afterwards. Hate to see that. Great job by Coach McCaig and other Warrior guys. Get the one Warrior player.
Oh, no, hold the phone. That might have been number 12. I mean,
yeah, hard to see. I think the announcer had a different name. Hate to see the extracurriculars, but it's getting frisky because the Warriors are putting on a show in all aspects of the game. Pick six, and like you called it, Danny, 90-something yards on the return. Had some room along the sideline. Looks like the extracurricular activity got cleaned up.
Right,
good job by the Warrior coaches.
It was a little confusing to me who scored the touchdown and who got the pick six, but after reviewing the play, this is what I've come up with. It is number 12, Tyrell King, coming up with the interception. He was sprinting down the field with Chauncey Mims, and as they ran towards the goal line, they were high-fiving each other from the 5-yard line to the 1-yard line. So going down the stretch, they high-five entering the end zone, so it was a bit confusing for me as a broadcaster to see who our scorer was, but it was, in fact, number 12 for the Warriors, explosively Tyrell King going 99 yards, and the Warriors currently sitting on a 33-0 advantage.
Now, so we had some extracurriculars. The Curtis coaching staff, kudos to them, a great job getting their kids back to the other part of the side, back to their sideline. Referees cleaning things up. Warrior coaching staff not very happy. Coach Gambardella out midfield talking to an official. Got Coach McCaig talking to an official.
I missed
They
all that.
don't seem very happy. You were doing a lot.
I missed all the extracurricular activity.
Nothing crazy, I mean, if you're Wagner, you're a little frustrated. Can't blame the Falcons if you are. But good job cleaning it up. And Coach Gambardella is going to huddle up the Warriors here. And I believe this huddle is to promote what's most important right now, is to get through these next 10 minutes and focus on the rest of the season. You don't want something stupid happening here that causes you some trouble going forward the rest of the season here. So keep your cool heads. Don't let emotions get the best of you. I wouldn't be surprised to see some of the Warriors who haven't played as much get into the game the rest of the way. And let's just get everybody home healthy tonight.
Amen to that, brother. Nobody in the business better at color commentary. Of course, you're the Commodore's protege, I guess you could say. Commodore was a pioneer in the industry before traveling south. And now, Ray, you've filled his shoes, and you've done it in a tremendous manner. You get better every week. And may I say, football's not your number one, but you've done a fantastic job, sir, in the football booth.
Well, I want to give shout out to my good friend Mark Cristoforo. I sat with him, and Listen, I didn't play much football. I never really played a competitive down in my life, so I take great pride in providing coverage that's genuine. I don't try and use too many technical terms. Quite frankly, I'm not way too familiar with them, so I take great pride in giving you an honest, genuine broadcast, so thank you for the love. And Danny's now climbing down to help out the booking, so I'll fly solo for a few minutes, and we're just going to have the,
Penalty on the play.
after the penalty,
There was a turnover, but they took off the touchdown.
oh wow, the touchdown is off the board? I don't understand. Maybe because of the penalty, they took the touchdown away, so that's why the Warriors were so upset. So, Danny, you're just getting back to the booth.
Yeah.
The touchdown is off the board. So
What?
imagining
What?
the penalty post touchdown has cost them the points. And
What?
Now they, I don't know what the heck is happening.
That is unbelievable.
And Gomez breaks it towards me. Oh my goodness.
Gomez.
Oh,
Matos.
Dr. Devin Matos.
Tees off on Gomez.
He rumbles for
My man hit the left hit stick.
Warriors.
I'm so confused as to what's happening.
Okay, so first of all, I was a big fan of the show Quantum Leap growing up. Time paradoxes are a thing. I'm not sure if we've just entered some sort of strange scenario, but if anybody at home knows what's happening, SOS, SOS. They give his right side to the tailback, who's got enough head of steam to get the first down. That's Mukasey, a number we haven't called in quite some time. 27-0 is our score, approaching the 10-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. I'm Danny Shenad from Nobody Cares Sports with Ray Palma, and we are captives in confusion.
Wow, well said, Danny. Captain's confusion. That's a doozy. Yeah, I'm very confused. I have no idea how the Warriors go from in the end zone back to their own whatever, or back to the foul. Anyway, ball at midfield. Give us to Mukasey again. You mentioned, Danny, haven't heard his name in a while, but the Warriors have been so dominant, and the Falcons had a long possession here, and not to mention the great play of Gomez. So, two running back system for the Warriors, and the very mobile Van Madden have the Warriors
Second down.
on the strength of going 3-1 in the PSCL, only have a 12-6 loss to Madison. But again, that loss to Madison, not with Van Madden. Different team with Van Madden under center. Van Madden, sideline pass. He's got a lot of room up the sideline.
Wide open. This is Edemarine. He is going to be tackled outside the 25-yard line. And that's a first down for the Warriors.
First down.
Falcons are officially
Warriors.
starting to look gassed on defense. A lot of hands on the hips taking place.
Absolutely. The Falcon defense is, well, they haven't spent a ton of time in the field. The Falcons offense has had the ball, but our Warriors offense tempo is more doing anything else. Here's Gomez cutting it upfield again. Gomez is a big kid. This is not some, and again, for a freshman, he's only going to get bigger and stronger as he hits the weight room and he just grows naturally. But you look at Gomez, he's bigger than some of his linemen. My goodness. So now Mukasey and Gomez, I believe, in the game together. Yeah, 44. And another flag. This is what is happening?
I mean, at some point, look at the booth and tell us what's happening. The flag's been waved off.
Ah.
We looked at the booth.
He heard us. All right. Nobody cares.
Now we're talking.
He goes, you know what? That flag was dumb. I'll just pick it up.
Just remember to have reservations to be somewhere. It's a 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Play action, throwing right side. Going to have to make one man miss, and then the rest of the Falcons defense can't do it as a wide receiver. A pickup of just a couple of yards on the play. I believe that was number 18 for the Warriors. Brady Riley with the reception, a sophomore wide receiver.
The Warriors
So with
going,
a big lead, Warriors kind of going into their
couple of
roster.
guys getting a chance to play here. Nothing wrong with that. Looks like we're going to get, we're getting a substitution at quarterback for the Warriors. This is Justin Wu. He'll be in at quarterback, at least for this snap. Wu's going to be in the shotgun with Mukasey flanked to his left.
Will, the original starting quarterback this season in September, takes a designed run left side outside the tackle. He's got enough for the first down, but I'm going to tell you something else. He took a wallop to get it.
Yeah, no, he put his head down and went. He got a chance to get in the game, and he immediately makes a positive impact for his team. It's going to be a first down.
Somebody on the YouTube machine just told us what happened.
Nice.
Somebody by the name of CB says, no showboating. They take touchdowns away for that.
Back to the line of scrimmage, though? My God. Gomez up the gut. Blows his shoulder. Trucks him into the end zone. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Good duck. Gomez. Oh, my goodness.
Shades of Marshawn Lynch and the Beast, as if a couple of Skittles popped out of his cleats when he crossed the end zone.
Woo! Oh, Danny, I can't breathe. No, that's saying he was down? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, take that one off the scoreboard, too, for showboating. I mean,
oh, my God, for trucking. Oh,
I think the indentation is in the shoulder pad from his helmet. Warriors look to be going for 2 here. The give is to the tailback, who's got it easy.
Actually, Danny, that was a touchdown. He wasn't in on the call from Gomez, so my call was wrong. That's the touchdown for Gomez. And the Warriors are pouring it on here at the Castle. Offensive line dominance, Mukakis and Gomez running, and a well-managed game by Van Madden have led to a 33-0 lead.
I believe it was the wildly insane Meta World Peace, formerly Ron Artest, who said, ball don't lie. Warriors still get the ball into the end zone despite a touchdown being called way back to the line of scrimmage as a result of a showboating penalty.
Danny, I hate correcting you, but I love Rasheed Wallace. He's probably my favorite player ever.
Oh, that was Rasheed Wallace. I got you.
I'm sorry. Any other player, I let it go. That's a Sheed thing.
That's a Sheed thing.
That's a Sheed thing. And it's a great thing, too, because you can say it to the ref and you can get under his skin, but he can't tee you for it. So I love it. It's a great term.
The extra point is good for the Warriors, 34-0.
Danny, while we have this break in the action, I'm a graduate of Curtis High School. I graduated in 1996, and I had the privilege of playing basketball with Damon Hurd for my 3 years at Curtis. I lived with Damon. He was a neighbor. I was college roommates. He lived in Grimes Hill. I was right below him in Sunnyside. Damon passed away last week, and Damon and I had our ups and downs, and he was certainly more stubborn than me. We would argue relentlessly. He was my assistant coach at Curtis for a year, and we argued a lot then. And we had an interesting relationship of just like I'm sure a lot of people, because sometimes we were a lot of stubborn, but he was also a gentle giant and a really, really special guy. And on behalf of the Warriors class of 1996, I want to say we love you, Big Dame. We miss you, and I wish you were here tonight. I wish you were here tonight rooting for the Warriors with us. And I wish a lot of things had gone a little bit differently, but I don't have the quite words, nothing scripted here. But on behalf of myself and all Warriors, you'll be missed, Damon Hurd. I love you, and we'll see you when we get there. And the kick's a boomer up the left side here.
I mean, talk about it, Ray. This is number 8, Garcia, and he is tackled in the wide open field gloriously by this defensive special teams. You don't know the Warriors, number 26 coming up with the tackle. That was Ryan Basco.
That was a tremendous hit, adding to the list. I mean, on the Warriors delivering hits on both offense and defense, apparently. My goodness. Now going back, I remember running this track in basketball tryouts. We had to run 8 laps around the track before you could try out. And
actually used to hide under the cafeteria and take a lap off.
No, there was no hiding. Coach Ganna would spot you out, but Big Dame and I, and Spell, Pedro, Yamas, Timmy Haas, James Wilson, rest in peace, Dev Sayers, Timmy Dillon, Brian Davis. I hope I'm remembering all my senior teammates. God, I'm so sorry if I forgot anybody. Pedro Baez. Again, I'll move on from that, but
it's pretty impressive that you remember people.
But if you played a high school sport with people, they're your friends for life, and you have ups and downs. You may go long times without seeing them, but I saw James Wilson about a year ago. I hadn't seen him since graduation, and it was just a pound and a bear hug, and haven't seen him. And unfortunately, a lot of us will be getting together on the 16th at Damon's wake, But you're right, Danny. It's crazy how you remember people that you went to proverbial war with. And when you're on a team, you spend 6 months together, and that's why what you do here is so special. These kids now, tonight, Quadir Gomez is going to be able to show his grandkids how he trucks someone at the goal line. And And everyone here on either team is going to be able to show plays they made.
Because there's
for the
guys
rest of
out
their
there
lives.
that still talk about when they truck somebody at the goal line 30 years
Yeah,
later. But
nobody can
here's
say
the
quite-
proof, though.
And many people can't do it like Dick Gomez did. My goodness.
No. Sending a man in motion, doubling around the quarterback again. This ball is going to be thrown towards New Brighton. Nobody home.
No, I mean, the coach did a good job on the catch there along the sidelines.
Sure did.
Now, I'm unsure of the, in the Catholic League, when a certain league, they start to run the clock, keep things moving. I wonder with the chippiness, are the officials going to look to move the clock? But no, at least the official game clock, the unofficial game clock is stopped that we have. But again, here in a PSAL game, unlike a CHSAA game, the clock is kept on the field
Oh, it sure is.
with the referees. So the scoreboard we have is just a suggestion or a
We
guess,
could say that there's 5:59 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
But if there was
And there
4:31, we wouldn't be surprised.
That could be 3 minutes.
Correct.
Nobody knows.
And nobody cares.
You said it, mister. Out of a gun that give us to tailback running left side, lowering his shoulder and getting half the distance to gain. Brings up a 2nd and 5.
Look at the Falcons here. You hate to see this. God, looks like, is that 59? You hate to see an injury late in a game like this. Young man's been competing all night. Just trying to put something positive on the board. He looks to be in a lot of pain. My thoughts here for number 50. It looks like 59. Is that Noam Malka? I can't see the number for sure, but whoever it is, hopefully something minor, he'll be able to pop up. Hate to see that late in a game like this.
Sure do hate to see it. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. We'll be sure to update everybody on the field. We get the player's number correctly to let people know who's injured and the extent of it. We never like to show injured players directly into the camera for the sake of family and, and friends out there, Ray. You never know how serious or unserious it is. And
Yeah.
really, there's so much more special things to show here at this beautiful high school football game that we choose to focus our attention on that. But we'll give you updates. Hopefully this is just cramps as he's communicating with the trainers on the field. Ray, this has been a tremendous year of high school broadcasts so far for us. High school sports isn't the only thing that we do. It's not the only sport that we do, I should say. We also handle, CYO.
We handle it all, baby.
I mean,
you give us a call, reach out to us. We'll book it. We'll do whatever.
We'll do like alumni basketball games,
pickleball. You got a spelling
Yeah.
bee. Listen, I mean, it's a business, and you have to reach out to Danny, and he'll work out the particulars. It's a business, but nonetheless, if you're willing to make it happen, just reach out. We can do it. I get a lot of times, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, those schools haven't asked us, and we don't
Yeah.
seek out games.
No.
But I think November 3rd we'll be at Newdorp, and there's some other games upcoming.
Yeah, I'm looking to work with.
coming.
Ideally, we're looking to work with as many different schools and as many different sports as humanly possible. And once people start going, hey, I want that game, it's like, hey, you can have that game. That
Other
means you're
people are gonna
supporting
say,
local sports.
Good job here. Thank goodness, young man's
Young
up
man is
and
back on his feet, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully, I could be. I'm gonna get him to the golf cart here and take him where he needs to go, or maybe not the golf. Kid doesn't want the golf cart. I gotta respect that.
Wow.
I don't need a golf cart. I got my coaches, and they're gonna carry me. Much respect for that decision. I like that, showing some toughness.
The athletic director from Curtis High School got out the big wheels, and Wagner was like, no, thank you. You take that cart back to where you got it. This is a rivalry after all. He said, I'd rather go off the field on one leg than get in that thing with you. So,
I love it. Absolutely love the toughness, and absolutely love it. So the Falcons here, listen, trying to save some face. You want to try and put some points on the end, some points on the board, end this thing on a positive note. It's been a rough evening here in St. George for the Falcons. 34. Shout out Mike B. I don't know what Danny's doing. He's staring into space, folks. He might commentate this play. He might not. We'll find out.
I am here.
All right.
It's a 3rd and 7. Throwing left side. Lots of contacts. Could have been incidental. Referee says, no way. Here's a flag.
Well, I tell you one thing. The early on reservation accusations made by both members of the Nobody Cares broadcast booth are withdrawn. The referees do not have reservations because the flags have been fast and furious here in the second half.
Ray, was there a problem with this food?
No. The nuggets and fries
There's nothing
were
in there.
delicious. They were the best $6 I have spent in quite some time.
Subway.
And thank you again to the. So we've had some luck here in New Brighton because St. Peter's always takes care of us. St. Peter's offers delivery. We got to talk to the Curtis people. Maybe we get delivery next time. You know?
Shout out to this Curtis Snack Bar. The ladies running it do a fantastic job. They were mobbed at halftime. They did not have any nets nor pepper spray. They handled their own fantastically. And they got Ray his food, which is unbelievable.
And let me give another shout out. I hear about teams that win competition. And I coached here at Curtis, and I went here, and I steal this line from Coach Tim again. He used to always say it. Other teams win like competitions and this other stuff that I don't know nothing about. But the Curtis cheerleaders have always been the best cheerleaders in the industry. Home, road, away. There's got to be 30 girls on the sideline, all in sync. And I don't think Mrs. Mull is the coach anymore. So I don't see her on the sideline. So no, my friend Miss Muller must have retired. But whoever is in charge of the cheerleaders does a tremendous job. They're the best public school cheerleaders in the industry.
Long pass downfield. Has a man home. This could be a touchdown. No, tackled inside the 5. First and goal. Can they get rid of this shutout?
It's at least touchdown saving tackle. I can't see the number. I don't have the vision the public address announcer has. But
that's number 23 for the Falcons.
Is that what your eyeballs, Danny?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yusuf Abdul. Oh, man, fruit basket
Fruit
time.
basket for that team.
Yusuf Abdul.
Oh, he might have made it worse. It might be 2 fruit baskets. Either way.
I feel almost as bad as when I put my coat on today and I got roasted in the first quarter.
You got roasted by one person, Danny. You got a little, you're a public figure now. Sometimes it's not always going to be positive, but they say
I'm gonna see
any
that
publicity,
man.
any viewer.
I'm going to see him in person, and he's going to be way worse about it. He won't forget.
Well, hopefully he can arrange to have some. I believe I know who you're referring to.
Yeah.
And, Coach, we'd like some food delivered to the booth during at halftime of the game, please. If we can arrange for that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
I remember their place had an impressive snack stand as well. Big snack stand fans here at Nobody Cares Sports.
We got a bad burger, somebody. I can't remember.
I can remember. I'm not going to blow it up. It was the worst burger I've ever had in
The
my life.
worst burger we've ever had. Dive, A-gap. They're still not in. The Warriors are holding on to this shutout for dear life.
That burger was terrible.
The worst burger I ever had in my life.
It was like a Brillo pad on a bun. Oh, my God,
Crazy.
it was gross. And I am not picky.
And we got it for free, but people were paying. Right?
I would rather not eat. Anyway, here we go.
Trying to score again on a shuffle pass, going B-gap, and
they're in.
Touchdown.
I thought it was no B-gap, but the Falcons have punched it in, Danny Shenard. Couldn't see who was on the carry. Not sure if it was Matos.
A lot of people coming off the turf here, and I'm trying to see. I believe it's man's closest to the sideline there.
Oh, such big-time apologies to the young man that got the carry there. We're at a bad vantage point to see the number. I just assume it might have been Matos only because of how great he's been today, despite the Warriors' defense. The referees are waving their hands, Danny. Is that a timeout, or the game is over?
I think that's
Dan.
the end of the game, 34-6.
Yeah, this has been odd throughout. I guess the clock didn't match up, but yes, the Warriors are lining up, and Coach Gambardella preaching nothing stupid here. You want to shake hands and get into that locker room and celebrate a big-time win as they play a song that has the kids doing a fancy-looking dancey thing here, Dan.
So in somewhat of a morale victory, the Wagner Falcons are able to take some positive momentum into their next match. I don't know. Kids dance after
I want
wins.
to know what this is. I think I can do this one. You got to get your knees low, go left to right.
I actually tore my ACL. You know this. Every broadcast. That dance that they just did, no shot I could do it without going to the hospital.
I'm going to ask the kids
rehab.
at work to show me tomorrow. Maybe I can do this for the next game. But nonetheless, the Warriors they showed up, defended the castle. They moved to 3-1 in the PSAL. 3-0 with new quarterback Van Madden. And Danny, he looked, I don't want to use the word spectacular, but he looked comfortable. He looked productive, and he made the throws and the runs that gave the Warriors a big lead early on, and they carried it throughout, Danny. The bleachers are shaking now as the fans exit. I don't know what's happening. Danny did not want his bag trampled, so I got his bag.
Yeah.
And his bag is very heavy. It sounds like you have a backup bookie in this bag or something?
Well, yeah, listen, a backup bookie, sure. 34-6 was our score here from Curtis High School tonight as these people file out in somewhat of an orderly fashion. Ray Palma on the call. Danny Shenard, Nobody Cares Sports Game of the Week. Bookie, you're done. You did a great job. Bookie did a second job on camera for football. To our sponsors out there, we appreciate you. You see them on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you support local LeBron team. Windows we are.
Sorry, Daddy.
Qualitech Computers. Fast Track Auto Body. DPM Contracting. Jimmy Max. Jay's on the Bay. Nationwide Bus Charters and St. Peter's Boys High School, proud supporters of Nobody Cares. It goes on the bottom, Bookie, for Christ's sake. It's like a $9,000 camera. He's hanging like Christmas lights on it. All right, if you want to be a sponsor of what we're doing, I got to end this stream. He's going to give me a heart attack.
And if you want to see any of Nobody Cares Sports, reach out to me, Ray, at Nobody Cares Sports, Ray at ncsnetwork.com.org. I don't know. Reach out, find us. Those social medias. Danny and I both available on all platforms. Reach out if you want to hire Nobody Cares Sports. We will come, like we said, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, golf, tennis, lacrosse, water polo, any sport you can put in front of us, we can commentate it.
We absolutely can, and we appreciate everybody out there that tuned in to this live broadcast. We want to do more for the community, near and far. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to support local. That's all we do with Feel Good Vibes. Tonight, if you like what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe. If you don't, nobody cares. Shout out to our sponsors, and a shout out to our game sponsors, the official game sponsors tonight. A big shout out to Fast Track Auto Body and, of course, our friends at DPM Contracting. Until next time, everybody, I'm Danny Shinot from Nobody Cares. No religion, no politics, feel good sports. Ray, you got a message for everybody?
3 most important words in the industry: Main Street Coffee!